Your big friend for sports. WNAX, Yankton.
The Minnesota Twins on WNAX are brought to you by ACCO Hybrid Seeds and ACCO Seed Dealers, by Zip Feeds, by Vanderhoogs of Spencer, Iowa, by Oswald Motors, your Chevrolet dealer in Bloomfield, Nebraska, by the Broadway Twins Cinema, Yankton, by Jackrabbit Lines Incorporated, by Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealer. Like baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie, Chevrolet is an American favorite. By the Pabst Brewing Company, brewers of Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer, the real taste of beer. And by the new Curtis Hotel, your Minneapolis host, 7 blocks from the Dome.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
and a pleasant good evening to you from the Hubert Humphrey Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis. We're about set to open the 1982 Championship American League Baseball season. And I'm sure that everybody, as we came on the air, recognized the wonderful voice of Miss Pearl Bailey singing our national anthem. We've had a gala pregame show. The University of Minnesota Marching Band is just now leaving the field. It's a sellout crowd here, and what a spectacle this is to see every seat taken here in the Metrodome. Some 55,000 fans who will see the Twins and the Seattle Mariners ring open the curtain here on the 1982 season. Our producer is Jack Douglas. Our engineer is Hal Chardon with Frank Quillisi. This is Herb Carneal. The Mariners and the Twins tonight starting a 3-game series. It'll be Pete Redfern, who came on strong to win his last 5 decisions of last season, ending up 9-8, going for the Twins, who will have 11 new faces on the ball club as compared to the team that opened last season. And for the Mariners, they have even more changes. 15 new faces on the Mariner ball club. A new manager, Rene Latchman, who, like Billy Gardner, came on as the manager of the Mariner ball club after the start of last season. Tonight he will go with a left-hander, Floyd Bannister, who last year won 9 and lost 9 for Seattle. So the pregame ceremonies, with the exception of the throwing out of the first ball, has been all taken care of now. We're going to get the starting lineups right now in the batting orders from Frank Quillisi.
Thank you, Herb, and good evening, everybody. Here's tonight's lineup for the first game in the new Hubert Humphrey Metrodome. For the Seattle Mariners, batting first, playing second base, number 6, Julio Cruz. Cruz at second. Batting second at third base, number 12, Manny Castillo. Castillo at third. Batting third in left field, number 23, Bruce Bochte. Bochte in left. Batting cleanup for the Mariners, the designated hitter, number 22, Richie Zisk. Zisk, the DH. Batting fifth, playing in right field, number 16, Al Cowens. Cowens in right. Batting sixth, in center field, number 18, Joe Simpson. Simpson in center. Batting seventh at first base, number 33, Jim Mailer. Mailer at first. Batting eighth, catching, number 7, Jim Essian. Essian, the catcher, batting ninth, playing shortstop, number 21, Todd Cruz. Cruz at short, and pitching tonight for the Seattle Mariners will be left-hander number 19, Floyd Bannister. I'll give you the Twins lineup right now. This is Frank Quillisi. Herb Carneal and I will be right back with the play-by-play of tonight's game. Let me give you the Minnesota Twins lineup for tonight's first game. Batting first and thrilled to death in center field. Number 4, Jimmy Eisenreich. Eisenreich in center. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 32, Gary Ward. Ward, the DH. Batting third, playing in right field, number 20, Dave Engle. Engle in right. Batting cleanup for the Twins. Playing shortstop, number 5, Roy Smalley. Smalley at short. Batting fifth at first base, number 14, Kent Hrbek. Hrbek at first. Batting sixth at third base, number 8, Gary Gaetti. Gaetti at third. Batting seventh, catching, number 16, Butch Wynegar. Wynegar catching. Batting eighth at second base, number 7, Rob Wilfong. Wilfong at second. And batting ninth, playing in left field, number 9, Mickey Hatcher. Hatcher in left. And pitching this evening for the Twins will be right-hander, number 17, Pete Redfern. Redfern starting it out for the Twins. The umpires assigned by the American League for the night's game. Behind home plate, the veteran Bill Haller. At first base, Jerry Newdecker. At second base, George Maloney. And at third base, Kenny Kaiser. Well, just about every seat now filled in the Metrodome. And Herb, this almost feels like a World Series instead of a first game.
Oh, it sure does, and I think it's great we could have a couple of days of rehearsal to get used to a lot of things here in this beautiful new ballpark. Those games of the Philadelphia Phillies, I think, have helped us players feel a lot more at home than just walking in your cold to start the season.
Oh, it sure has. And being a young ball club, I think it was great that they did have that opportunity to get a few of the butterflies out. I know walking around wishing good luck to all of the players in the clubhouse before the ball game, you could see that feeling in them and the looks on their faces that they were just anxious to get it underway, and as anxious as we are. And right now, Julio Cruz has just stepped into the batter's box. So for the play-by-play, here's Herb Carneal.
All right, Frank, and hi again, everybody. Julio Cruz, the switch hitter, takes a strike. The first pitch of the 1982 season from Pete Redfern is in there for a called strike. Speedy Julio Cruz batted .256 for the Mariners last year. Here's the pitch by Redfern. A strike call at the A's at 1-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Veteran Bill Haller calling the balls and strikes here in the first of this 3-game series. Pete Redfern takes the sign quickly into the windup, and the pitch is swung on, and this team struck him out with a fastball on 3 pitches. Midwest Federal and WCCO Radio have purchased the broadcast rights of Minnesota Twins baseball for the pleasure and convenience of the listening audience. No broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction is permitted without the express authority of the Minnesota Twins, Midwest Federal, or WCCO Radio. Now number 32, Manny Castillo, playing in third base for the Mariners. He was acquired out of the Kansas City organization. Where's number 32, another switch hitter, takes a strike from Pete Redfern, 0-1. Manny Castillo, the most valuable player in the American Association last year, hitting .335 at Omaha in AAA ball. Takes the fastball inside. Bill Haller pointing to something down the right field line. He's the best. Haller sees everything on that field. Out of a towel or something down there at the far end of the Mariners dugout. 1 out and nobody on. Here's the lineup by Fern. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit into left field. Moving towards the line, Mickey Hatcher. He's there. He has it, and they're still away. Hatcher in left field tonight. Eisenreich is in center, Engle in right field. Gary Gaetti's at third base. Roy Smalley at short. Rob Wilfong at second. Kent Hrbek at first. And Butch Wynegar behind the plate. 2 Mariners down now. Nobody on. And Bruce Bochte, number 23, the left fielder, will come up. Public address announcer Bob Casey employing some of the fans out in left center field to remove a banner that they have strung over the fence out there in left center field. Bochte, an excellent hitter, left-handed batter, takes the fastball away for the ball. Bochte is hitting .260, which was really an off year for him last year. 6 homers and 30 runs batted in for the Mariners. Spreads out in the batter's box. Here's the windup by Redfern, and the pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Well, that ball sunk good.
Chuck Cottier coaching at third for the Mariners, and Beta Pinson, the only holdover coach, coaching at first base for Seattle. And a slider inside the Boxe for a ball. It's 2-1 now. Pete Redfern, 5-2 in his career against the Mariners. Beat them one time last year, 4-1 in a complete game in April. Delivers. Swing a line drive, 1 bounce to Smalley. He's got it. The peg on over to Hrbek. The side is out. Hard 1-hop liner to Smalley, a 6-3 putout. 3 up and 3 down the first half inning. The Mariners nothing. The Twins will be coming up.
Okay, guys, hit the showers.
Coach, you're in the service, weren't you?
Yeah, Doug. You thinking of joining up?
Well, not exactly. I have this friend who's just turned 18 and is supposed to register for the selective service. He's thinking he's just not ready to deal with the service.
Doug, when I was your friend's age, you registered to be drafted. Things are a lot different now. Today, with the all-volunteer service, people join because it suits them. It would take a special act of Congress before anyone could be drafted.
Then why register?
Well, registration gives our country a pool of names to draw from only in case of a national emergency.
You mean I worried for nothing?
You know, if you spend a little more time on current affairs, you could spend less time worrying.
Thanks, Coach.
Oh, and Doug.
Yeah, Coach?
Happy birthday!
If you were born in 1960 or later, you must register at your local post office within 30 days of your 18th birthday.
Mostly cloudy and a chance of flurries, lows in the low to mid-20s. At 7:43, it's 29 degrees.
Put the side down in order in the top half of the first inning while Floyd Bannister takes his warm-up pitches for the Seattle Mariners. We'll pause for 30 seconds. This is the play-by-play broadcast of the Minnesota Twins.
Well, let's round up these Bridgestone radios and head them out for Fremont Tire King of the Road.
How long you been herding Bridgestone?
Oh, since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a Bridgestone tire hand.
I like working for Fremont Tire, King of the Road.
I wouldn't heard nothing but Bridgestone brands.
Sort of gives you a feeling of pride, Bridgestone radio.
Yeah, not only are Bridgestone's great tires, Fremont Tire has them at real affordable prices.
Yeah, time to take these little doggies to market.
Rolling right from the King of the Road.
For Bridgestone tires, come to Fremont Tire, Highway 75 North, Sioux City.
70% chance of snow tomorrow with 2 to 4 inches accumulation possible.
Floyd Bannister just about completing his warm-up tosses. For the Twins, it'll be Jimmy Eisenreich, Gary Ward, and Dave Engle to face the Seattle left-hander. And Herb, I would imagine that Billy Gardner is going to do everything he can to kind of come up with as set a lineup as he can to let these guys kind of work it out together and become a close-knit ball club.
I think so, Frank. I think Billy's the type of a manager. He's not really platoon conscious. If you can do the job in there against a left-hander and a right-hander, then you'll play almost every day.
And they're pinning a lot of hopes on this young man, Jimmy Eisenreich from St. Cloud, Minnesota. And he looks as though he's got all the tools. My own opinion of him, just watching him, is he could be as good up here as he is in the minors.
Hit .311, but that was in the Midwest League last year. But he had a good spring, of course, with the Twins, .293. Bounces one out to short to Todd Cruz. Throws the ball on to Mailer at first for the out. 1 pitch and 1 out. Eisenreich, I'm sure, has gotten rid of a lot of butterflies now that he's had a time up.
I'm going to ask him after the ball game just how much his knees were knocking together.
Here's Gary Ward. He's the DH in there tonight with Hatcher in left field. Gary coming off a .264 year with the Twins last season. 3 homers, had 29 RBIs. The left-hander Bannister delivers a strike over the inside corner. Bannister 1-4 in his career against the Twins, had no decisions. He had 1 start against the Twins last year, went 7 innings, but was not involved in the final outcome. Swing and a miss. His fastball running away from the right-handed batters. That one tailing outside, and Gary went after it at 0-2. There's a pitch they're going to have to go with this guy. Here's the windup by Bannister. The pitch is into there, bouncing by Jim Essian, the catcher. They have Manny Castillo at third base, Todd Cruz at short, Julio Cruz at second, and rookie Jim Mailer, M-A-L-E-R, Mailer at first base. Bruce Bochte is in left. Al Cowens over in right field. They just got him from the Tigers. And Joe Simpson, a speedster, is in center field. And they pitch to Gary Ward. Swung on, hit high in the air off the center field. Medium deep. Joe Simpson getting back under it. Simpson makes the catch, and we're 2 down. Ward with a high fly ball just to shade to the right of center field. No problem for Simpson out there. 2 down. No score in the ball game. Dave Engle coming up. Jim Lemon coaching at first. Carl Keel at third. Of course, Johnny Padres, the Twins pitching coach. Rick Stelmasic, the bullpen coach for Billy Gardner. Dave Engle hit .258 with the Twins last year. 5 homers and 32 RBIs. He had an excellent second half of the season. In fact, he hit all 5 of his home runs in the second half last year. Bannister delivers low for a ball. It's 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 out and nobody on. Mariners are playing Engle straight away. He swings at the long drive in the left field. It's fair. Going. It is a home run down the left field line for Dave Engle. The first home run of the regular season by Dave Engle. The Twins lead it 1-0. Well, he really got that breaking pitch right in on him and jumped on it. Oh, it just did stay in there. A line drive type of a home run down the left field line over the 343 sign. The Twins lead 1-0 and upset Roy Smalley, who has had some of his greatest games at the plate at the Kingdome in Seattle. Takes a strike, a slider in on him from Floyd Bannister. Roy hit .263 last year. As you know, was plagued a good part of the season with a bad back, but he still managed 7 homers and 22 RBIs. 1-0. Twins leading now in the first inning as Bannister delivers, and a swing and a miss by Smalley. Nothing in 2. Well, that's the first homer we've had, Frank, to the left of center. Yeah. Hrbek had parked 2 here on Saturday night. One to straightaway right, and the other one just a shade to the right of center field, but Engle pulled his right down the line. Smalley takes a strike on the outside corner. He didn't think it was a strike, but Haller called him out. That retires the side. The Twins score on the home run by Dave Engle. First inning, the Twins 1, Seattle 0.
Great news, America. Your participating Chevrolet dealers have rolled back financing rates to 12.8%. Now qualified buyers can get a 12.8 annual percentage rate on eligible Chevy cars, vans, or light-duty trucks delivered by May 31st. This means you could save hundreds of dollars. Of course, how much you save depends on the amount financed, the duration of your loan, and state law. Dealer contribution may affect consumer costs. See your participating Chevy dealer now for qualification details.
Top Spoon Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
At the end of 1 inning, the Twins lead the Seattle Mariners 1-0 on Dave Engle's home run just inside the foul pole down the left field line. Coming up for the Mariners in the second, Richie Zisk, Al Cowens, and Joe Simpson to face Pete Redfern. And Herb, unfortunately, with the weather the way it is around the country, Commissioner Bowie Kuhn, who was planning to visit the Metrodome and be here, will be unable to make it because of his plane in Newark International Airport Snowed in?
Snowed in.
Well, we're sorry the commissioner couldn't be here because it's quite a sight to see this Metrodome jammed to capacity. And here's Richie Zisk leading off for the Mariners. Swing, a fly ball hit out into center field. Hustling over to his left is Eisenreich. He hauls it in. Zisk coming off an excellent year. Batted .311 last year with 16 home runs. Hit a line drive in the right center, but it was plucked out of the air by Jimmy Eisenreich. Number 16, Al Cowens, who was purchased from the Detroit Tigers late in spring training. The Tigers, with a wealth of outfielders, obviously weren't planning too much in the way of game time for Al, so he welcomed the opportunity to get to Seattle and to become a regular. Playing in right field tonight, he hit .261 for the Tigers last year. One homer, had 18 RBIs. Takes a high fastball from Redfern, ball one. Pete Redfern this spring had 6 outings, gave up 23 hits in 17 innings, walked 6, fanned 11. And there's a breaking ball, strikes to Cowens on the outside corner at 21. Pete had a couple of innings just to tune up for this game last Saturday night against Philadelphia. On his last 5 starts from 1981 to finish up at 9 and 8. And there's a strike to the knees at 1-2 to Al Cowens. 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the second inning. The Twins leading 1-0 on the home run by Dave Engle. Twins play Cowens straight away. Redfern ready to go. Here's the windup by Pete on the pitch. Swung on a little pop-up back into shallow left field. Running out is Smalley. Coming on is Thatcher. Smalley over the shoulder. Nice catch. But he's back to the infield. Roy Smalley got to that ball and hauled it in. But it looks as though it might drop between Roy and Mickey Hatchett.
I can see Smalley going out. He's got a lot of room to run out there because Hatch didn't look as though he was going to get to that ball. And you got a lot of distance between you out there.
Nice grab by Roy Smalley for the second out. And here's Joe Simpson, the center fielder. Left-handed batter who hit .222 with the Mariners last year. Tall and lean, used to be on the track team at Oklahoma. He can run. He had 12 stolen bases last year. Takes a high fastball from Redfern. 1 ball and no strikes. Pete's lifetime record in the American League now, 37 wins and 37 losses. He feels that he has really gotten over their hump and is going to establish himself as a consistent winner. Gets the next pitch over to Simpson for a strike, and it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 out, nobody on. Play Simpson just about straight away. Smalley a few steps towards second. Simpson pops one in the air to center field, not too deep. Eisenreich is under it. Jim is there for the catch, and the side's retired. 6 up, 6 down so far, and at the end of an inning and a half, the Twins won, the Mariners nothing.
7:55, 29 degrees.
It's the bottom of the second inning. The Twins have a 1-0 lead over the Seattle Mariners. For the Twins, it'll be Hrbek, Gaetti, and Wynegar to face left-hander Floyd Bannister. Herb, you mentioned something about Pete Redfern last inning about being ready to take on a role. You know, it's one of the things that happens in modern-day baseball today. These kids come up so quickly now that they really don't get the benefit that a lot of rookies did in years past of not having that pressure to be number 1 right from the start. I know when rookies used to come up, you had maybe 2 established starters and some relievers on a team, and they would be put into it not expecting really that much out of them in the first couple of years.
I remember when Redfern made his debut right out of college out in Southern California against the Angels, and as I recall, had 5 no-hit innings.
Yeah.
But he's had a lot of learning process along the way. Here's Kent Hrbek. Takes the slider on the outside corner of strike. Hrbek just a fantastic year. The California League last year, 379, 27 homers, 111 RBIs, a great spring with the Twins. Makes another slider for a strike, and it's 0-2. He hit 9 home runs to tie the spring training record held by Harmon Killebrew. Harmon has hit 9 in the spring of 1967. Hrbek batted .375 this spring. Looks at another breaking ball just outside, and it's 1-2. Gary Gaetti on deck. Butch Wynegar to follow.
I don't remember Bannister getting too cute with the left-handed hitters, like dropping down. He's pretty much on top.
There's a breaking ball low and outside, 2-2. Boy, he hasn't thrown a straight one yet, so Hrbek.
No. I think he's read some of the reports, too.
Ball 2 and strike 2. Here's the windup by the left-hander Bannister. The pitch to Hrbek. Swing and a miss. He got him with a pitch away from him. Bannister's second strikeout. And it'll bring up Gary Gaetti, the third baseman for the Twins, coming off his outstanding year in the Southern League of Orlando. Hit 30 home runs in the regular season there, 4 more in the playoffs, and then hit 2 after he was brought up to the Twins, including, of course, his history-making homer off Charlie Huff his first time up. He swings at the high fly ball out into left field. That one is carrying deep, way back, way back, and that one is off the fence out in deep left center field. And here comes Gaetti to second, around second base. Simpson has to recover the ball. They're going to send him in. Here's the throw to the plate. He slides. He is out. They got him at the plate. An attempted inside the park home run, but they cut down Gaetti at the plate. Boy, he just missed the homer off the left field fence, but the relay cut him down. He tried to get in head first.
Good try this time of the ball game. Twins are ahead by a run. We're in the second, and it took a perfect throw to get him because the catcher, Essian, had to go with a first baseman tag at the plate and just didn't get his hand coming into home plate.
8-6-2 on the foot out at the plate. Almost an inside the park homer for Gary Gaetti. Hit that ball about 385 feet off the left field fence. There's a pitch to Butch Wynegar that misses outside. Butch batting right-handed against Bannister. 264 last year. Of course, had the elbow operation opening day. That's a good part of the season. Later on, had a sore shoulder. Takes a sinking fastball outside, ball 2. Butch only in 47 games with the Twins last year. Well, as you mentioned, with 1 out, that was a good gamble by the Twins. And it almost paid off. A close play at the plate. Fastball strike to Wynegar. 2 balls to 1 strike. So we have 2 out now with nobody on. The Twins leading 1-0 in the bottom half of the second inning. On a home run to left in the first inning by Dave Engle. Bannister winding up. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. He really turns that pitch over to the right-handed batter.
He sure does. That ball tails away and goes down to the right-handers. I imagine he'll use it just as a pitch to keep the left-handers honest also.
Bannister delivers. That was his good fastball, but up and away, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. The 2 pitches tonight, Redfern and Bannister, each had been a number 1 draft pick by their 2 respective clubs. Bannister into Houston. There's a swing and a miss. The ball gets away from the catcher, but Wynegar didn't realize it. Didn't run. He's thrown out at first base. Essian recovered the ball. We couldn't tell if he had fouled it at first, but Wynegar didn't know that the ball had gotten away from Essian. It rolled about 15 feet behind him, and they made the play to first base. A strikeout, 2 3-foot out. No runs, 1 hit, the triple by Gary Gaetti, and nobody left. 2 innings, Minnesota 1, Seattle nothing.
Great news, America. Participating Chevy dealers have rolled back financing rates to a new low 12.8%. That's right. Qualified retail buyers who order or buy from stock now and take delivery before May 31st can get into a new Chevy car, van, or light-duty truck at a low 12.8 annual percentage rate. You could save hundreds of dollars. That's 12.8% on the Chevy Cavalier, on Citation, America's all-time best-selling front-wheel drive. 12.8% on Chevy Chevette, including the new diesel Chevette. On Celebrity, the bright new shape of Chevrolet. 12.8% on the S10 pickup, the hottest-selling new truck in Chevy history. Even 12.8% on the sleek new Camaro. How much you save depends on the amount financed, the duration of your loan, and state law. Dealer contribution may affect consumer costs. See your participating Chevy dealer now for qualification details and get your money's worth mile after mile with Chevrolet.
The Seattle Mariners are coming to bat in the top of the third inning. The Twins lead the Mariners 1-0, and we're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is where you hear the Twins during the 1982 Major League season.
Your big friend for sports. WNAX, Yankton.
It's 8:01, 29 degrees, cloudy, and a chance of flurries at WNAX.
For the Mariners, it'll be the bottom third of the batting order. Jim Mailer, Jim Essian, and Todd Cruz to face Pete Redfern. Jim Mailer, big rookie first baseman, right-handed batter. Swings and lines one out over second for a base hit. He becomes the first Mariner base runner. A line drive just to the left of second. Mailer played at Spokane last year, 305 with 19 homers. And now the veteran catcher, Jim Essian, wearing number 7. Looked for a while early last year that he would be the number 1 catcher with the White Sox when he signed a long-term contract with them, but then they got Carlton Fisk. Essian did not play a whole lot, and he was traded mainly in the deal for Tom Pachorik, who went to the White Sox. Essian, right-handed batter. Around the bunt, takes the pitch outside. 1 ball to no strikes. Redfern had retired the first 6 batters before rookie Jim Mailer singled to center. Now right-handed batting Jim Essian up, and Todd Cruz, right-handed batting shortstop, is on deck. Redfern delivers. Essian swings a ground ball in the hole to left between Gaetti and Smalley. A ground ball single. The first pitch he indicated he might bunt, but that time he swung away. And that's just one of those balls that was in the hole. Redfern got him to hit it on the ground, but right between Gaetti and Smalley for the ground ball single. And now we have runners at first and second. Nobody out, and Todd Cruz up. Cruz came over with Essian in the deal for Tom Pachorik. Cruz had been also with Kansas City earlier in his career. Now the Twins will look for the bunt with nobody out, men at first and second. And Cruz takes it high and outside for the ball. Almost a wasted year for this fellow last year, Todd Cruz, wearing number 21 with the Mariners. Had a couple of injuries. Ended up playing only 8 games out on the Pacific Coast League for Edmonton. He had a shot at being the shortstop for the White Sox before he hurt himself. And he takes the pitch off the outside corner. He was around the bunt. Took the pitch for a ball, and it's 2-0. Cruz hurt his back last year in spring training, and then during the intermission between the first and the second half, while working out, he broke a bone in his left hand. That kept him out for the second half of the season, or almost the entire second half. Boy, he thinks somebody trying to tell him something. Now Redfern in the jam with a 2-0 pitch. A swung on a ground ball, hit the Smalley. He's going to throw to first base. They had the runners going. You get Cruz, but that's all. Manager Rene Latchman had his runners going on the 2-0 pitch, and that broke up the chance for the double play. Mailer goes to third. Essian to second as Cruz hits the ground ball to short.
Now we're seeing more and more of that all the time. Nobody out in the ball game, getting the runners going at first and second.
Well, you get those infielders too moving around a little bit. Now Julio Cruz, the second baseman, switch hitter batting left, struck out his first time up. Swing, here's a ground ball up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Mailer scoring. Essian's around third. Here's Eisenreich's throw. It is coming through, but too late, and the Mariners take a 2-1 lead. Cruz smashed one on the ground up the middle for a 2-run single. Mailer coming around from third base. Essian from second to make it 2-1. That'll bring up Manny Castillo, the switch hitting third baseman.
Pete's up this inning. He's getting the ball up around the waist, and that's something he didn't do in the first 2. The only one he did go was to Bruce Bochte with a BB over at Roy Smalley on a 1-hop out. But this inning, he's been up in the strike zone.
Manny Castillo takes a strike on the outside corner. He's batting left also, switch hitter. Slide to left his first time up. Castillo hit 10 homers, drove in 91 runs
in the American Association for Omaha last year. There's a pitch out, and Cruz started to go, but he might have seen the pitch out coming. He put on the brakes. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cruz, who had 43 stolen bases last year, stole his first 28 in a row, which gave him 32 in succession over a 2-year span. Throw to first base, safe. He was finally thrown out by Ed Ott of California. They said that was a disputed play. Probably after a guy steals 32, there is going to be a dispute if they get it. Cruz gets a good lead down at first base. Hrbek holding with him. A ball and a strike to the left-handed batting Manny Castillo. 1 man out here in the man in the 3rd inning. Throw to first base. Cruz gets back. Now Cruz edges off at first. Here's the set by Pete Redfern. And the pitch is cut on a line drive, hit out into right field. Engle coming hard, dives for the ball, doesn't get it, and it goes by him all the way through the fence. Here is Cruz coming around third base. He's being waved on in. Castillo will stop at second, and the Mariners lead 3-1. That was a line drive to right, and Engle trying for the shoestring catch, didn't get it, but skidded by him and went all the way to the right center field fence to put the Mariners in the lead 3-1.
Now, that's when you either make it or you don't, and that's something that they're going to have to learn about the turf here. Because when that ball does hit, sometimes it doesn't take that short hop into the glove. It gets up around the wrist or the forearm and goes away from the glove and gets down by it. So you really have to try and block it with your body also if you're going to attempt to play like that.
Went to sending Fernando Arroyo down to the bullpen. Johnny Padres went out to talk to Redfern. Scored as a double for Castillo. A run batted in, and Bochte up hit a 1-hop liner to Smalley to throw him out. Bochte, a left-hander, takes a sinking fastball outside at 4-1. So the Mariners, who went down meekly in the first 2 innings, have come up with 4 base hits to score 3 runs here in the 3rd and take a 3-1 lead. Bruce Bochte with Castillo on second and 1 out. Here's the set by Redfern. His pitch. The slider swung on and nubbed foul down the first base line. 1-1 now to Bruce Bochte with Richie Zisk on deck. Almost everything else, except on the West Coast and in the Astrodome, postponed because of snow and cold weather. Redfern ready to go as he takes a sign from Wynegar. The pitch. Bochte takes it low, gets through Wynegar, and down to third base goes Castillo. A low pitch, couldn't tell from here. It hit the dirt. It will be a pass ball. Apparently it did not hit the dirt before it got to Wynegar. He goes out to have a word with Redfern. A pass ball charge to Wynegar, getting Castillo over to third. Texas at New York, Cleveland at Milwaukee, Boston at Chicago, Toronto at Detroit, all postponed. In the American League, New York at Philadelphia, Montreal at Pittsburgh in the National League. Bochte takes a sinking fastball low and outside. 2-1 now as the Twins pull the infield in with Castillo on at third and 1 out. Arroyo listening up in the bullpen.
Ball got away in the bullpen, so Billy Haller calling timeout. So one of the ball boys shags it down.
They're underway in the Astrodome. The Cardinals in Houston, Bobby Forsch against Nolan Ryan, and Darrell Porter hit a 3-run homer for the Cardinals in the top of the 1st inning.
Good fastball hitter.
Here's the pitch by Redfern. A half swing that cost Bochte. An inside pitch, he tried to check on it, but went too far, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bill Haller, the ball and strike umpire, with Jerry Neudecker, George Maloney, and Ken Kaiser working the bases. There's a swing and a pop-up back of Wilfong. He's under it now, though, and makes the catch in very shallow right field. The infield was up, so Rob had a little way to go that time, but got back there to haul in box. He's pop up for the second out. And here's this. A little liner in the right center that was caught by Jimmy Eisenreich. Zisk leading off the second inning. Richie Zisk receiving the Sporting News Comeback of the Year award last year when he batted .311 with 16 home runs for the Mariners. Again, they're counting on him as their big RBI man. The infield back to normal depth now with 2 away. Swing and a foul tip off the flatter. 1 strike. Later on, we're due to have California playing at Oakland, and in the National League, Atlanta and San Diego. There's a swing and a foul right straight back. Headed towards the press box down below, and it's 2 strikes to Zisk.
I saw one report where Los Angeles beat San Francisco 4-3, but they wait for something official on it. They were slated for a day game at Dodger Stadium. Just swings and fouls the next pitch back. Again, Redfern keeping the ball away from him, and the count holds with 2 strikes. This could come over from the Texas Rangers. He had spent 3 years there, 1 with the White Sox, come up with Pittsburgh, then with the Bucks 5 years. Pete Redfern, who has given up 3 runs here in the 3rd inning with a runner on 3rd and 2 outs, swings into the lineup. Here's the pitch. Down low for ball. 1-2 now to Richie Zisk. Another night game tomorrow. Right-handers again, Jim Beatty for Seattle and Raj Erickson for the Twins at 7:35 start. The slider outside and low, and it's ball 2 and strike 2 to Zisk. Here's where you hope that he doesn't goof around with him and tries to make a good pitch on him with his best stuff, because a lot of pitchers get themselves into trouble just trying to pick away at a guy after they're in front. He delivers. A swing, ground ball at Smalley at short. Going up with it, takes it to Hrbek, and the side is up. The Mariners come up with 3 runs, though, on 4 hits. No errors and leave a man on. 2.5. Seattle 3. The Twins 1.
In his acceptance speech as Oscar winner for the Best Director of the Year, Warren Beatty felt the deepest gratitude for living in a country that offers its citizens the opportunity to produce a motion picture like Red. If you enjoy Dr. Zhivago and Citizen Kane, you'll want to be sure and see Red, now appearing at the Dakota Theater in downtown Yankton. And for your movie entertainment, also see Porky and On Golden Pond with Hepburn and Fonda at the Broadway Twin Cinema in the Yankton Mall.
Coming up with 3 runs in the top of the 3rd. For the Twins, it'll be Wilfong, Hatcher, and Eisenreich against Floyd Bannister. The probables tomorrow evening with the same 2 teams. For Minnesota, Roger Erickson slated the pitch, and Big Jim Beatty scheduled to go against Seattle. There'll be a 12:15 start on Thursday, and both Thursday games in this homestand be at 12:15. For that matter, all 4 Thursday day games on the Twins' 1982 schedule will be at 12:15. This will try to help baseball traffic to clear the downtown area before the rush hour. And in some cases, it also gives the opposition a chance to get out to the airport before that rush hour traffic, because Thursday is normally a getaway day in the major leagues.
Rob Wilfong leading off for the Twins, takes a half swing on a breaking ball. It was outside, and they appealed the play, but Ken Kaiser umpiring at third says no swing. Rob hit .246 last year. 3 homers and 19 runs batted in. Swings at the fly ball into left field. It's fairly deep. Backing off his Bochte, and he makes the catch. Long fly to left off the bat of Wilfong, caught by Bochte, and it'll bring up Mickey Hatcher playing in left field tonight. Mickey 255 with the Twins last year, 3 homers, 37 RBI. Both these clubs really making a lot of roster changes from the clubs or the personnel they had that opened the 1981 season. There's a fastball from Bannister, low and outside, 1 ball to no strikes. 1 out and nobody on. Twins down 3-1 in the 3rd inning. Fastball outside and low again. Ball 2. It's 2-0. Bannister had a good spring with the Mariners, except for his last outing, which they played in a very high wind out in Arizona. Here's a line drive, base hit by Hatcher out in the left field. One ball up and in on him, and he belted it hard into left field. Hit number 3 for the Twins. Hatcher's aboard. It'll bring up Eisenreich, who hit the first pitch to him and bounced to short in the 1st inning. That game at the last one that Bannister pitched in spring training in Tempe, Arizona. He got credit for the win in the ball game. The final score was 18-16.
Oh, boy. Some kind of ball game. That wind is the worst thing for a ball player.
There's a breaking ball low outside. A good stop by Essian. 1 ball to no strikes. Well, that air is light anyway out in Arizona. If you get it blowing out, you're going to feel for the pitcher.
I never feel for the pitcher.
Not anymore.
No, sir. Ever.
There's a fastball strike at the knees of Jimmy Eisenreich. 1 ball to 1 strike. Jimmy with a .311 average at Wisconsin Rapids. The 2nd in the league in batting. He had 23 homers there. He had 99 runs batted in. Led the outfielders in putouts. Pitch to the left-handed batter is low and outside. Another good stop by Essian. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
The thing that always impressed me about seeing him in spring training and the time we saw him last year is his hand position. He stays pretty steady there and doesn't move it. Looks as though he's going to get a good rip whether the guy's a left-hander or a right-hander.
Bannister throws the ball over to first. Hatcher gets back. There's 1 man out. Mariners leading 3-1 in the last half of the 3rd inning. Engle home in the 1st inning for the Twins. Bannister goes into the set. He delivers. The fastball strikes at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. A sellout crowd here at the Hubert Humphrey Metrodome as we open the 1982 American League season. Big Jim Mailer holding with the runner at first base as Hatcher takes his lead. Bannister, the left-hander, delivers. A breaking ball, swung on and missed. A good sharp hook down and away, and he got Eisenreich swinging. Rough pitch. 4 strikeouts for Bannister.
That's just where you want to put it on a left-hander, too. And he's got the good one breaking down and away from the left-hander. It's pretty tough to pick up when a guy is in the same groove with both that breaking ball and the fastball, because it's breaking right at about the last 3 feet that it gets there to the home plate. Herb, we did get a final. Jack Douglas, our producer. Los Angeles, 4 runs, 11 hits, an error. San Francisco, 3 runs, 9 hits, and an error. Home runs for San Francisco, Clark his first, and Steve Yeager for L.A. Foster got the win, and Lavelli, the loser for San Francisco.
Gary Ward, fly to center his first time up. Takes the fastball down and away. 1 ball to no strike. The Mariners, who surprised a lot of people with their play in the second half under manager Rene Latchman, they weren't out of it until with 4 games to go. They were eliminated, and Billy Gardner had the Twins right in it up until September 30th. There's a hard hit ball, 2 skips to Todd Cruz at short over to Julio Cruz for a force out on Hatcher. 6-4 the play to retire the side. Ward hit it sharply, but right to the shortstop for the force out. No runs, 1 hit. The Twins leave a man on. After 3 here at the Metrodome. The Mariners 3, the Twins 1.
It's the fourth inning. Hal Cowens will lead it off for the Seattle Mariners. He's a big right-handed hitter. Chokes up just a bit on that bat and takes the first pitch from Redfern in there for a call strike. Cowens popped up the short. Nice play by Roy Smalley with his back to the infield in front of Hatcher. There's a let-up pitch that's down low for a ball. It's 1-1. Infield all the way back. Smalley protecting the hole. Gaetti off the line a little bit. Cowens a spray hitter. There's a line drive backhanded by Gaetti at third base going towards the line. Nice play. Just a quick reaction play. Didn't leave his feet. But that ball was tearing away from him towards that foul line. Gaetti able to make the catch. So 1 out here in the fourth. You've been in that spot before, one of those breaking balls. Oh, boy, hurt better. That's like a hard slider coming at you going away. Here's Joe Simpson. Slide out to center field. Left-handed batter, slightly close stance. Swings at the first pitch, hits a little nub out to the left of home plate in foul territory for a strike. Simpson had 6 runs batted in spring training. It's 271. The Twins outfield shades him around to the right. They give him the left field line. 3-1, the Mariners got all 4 hits and 3 runs in the third inning. We're in the top of the fourth with 1 out. Jim Miller in the on-deck circle as Redfern goes into the windup, fires a fastball that caught the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. They didn't nickname that the hot corner for nothing, Herb. Oh, boy. That's a good example there. Yes, sir. Fastball fouled just to our left down below for a ball out of play. It's still 0-2. And I'll tell you another thing. The one hoppers down there now are going to be a little more vicious. Pick up a little momentum coming off that turf. Oh, boy. Redfern standing on the pitching rubber, looking in for the sign for Butch Wynegar, goes into the windup. The 0-2 pitch, fouled off to the left. That'll go into the stands for a souvenir. It stays at 0-2. Now Simpson getting a couple good reps. Capacity crowd here at the Metrodome for the opener in the 1982 season. Redfern's pitch hit off the fist behind the plate. Wynegar going back towards the screen, but it's into the stands and out of play. So Simpson testing Redfern a little bit here. Fouling off the last 3 pitches. Fern had that one in on his fifth. Outfield playing fairly deep. Joe Simpson chokes up on that bat. Here's the pitch. Took it for a call strike. He got one by him. 2 strikeouts for Redfern. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth, and Jim Miller the batter. He started the rally for the Mariners in the third inning with the first hit for the Mariners of the new season and a line drive up the middle to center field. Taylor had a home run and 7 runs batted in spring training. Right-handed batter stands way back in the box. Checked his swing and took it low for a ball. This is a big kid right here. He played some football at the University of Miami as well as baseball. He's strong. Swing, there's a long fly ball, left field, Engle back to the fence. That ball gone, a home run. It's 4-1. Boy, he teed off on that one. Fern, the last 2 innings, been up a little bit with his pitches. And no sooner do they get it out of my mouth about him being strong, he leveled one up. Popped it about 7 rows into those left field stands. 4-1. The Mariners in the lead here in the fourth inning. The batter, Jim Essian. That was Mailer's first Major League home run. Now here comes a magic wand against the Twins. Jim Essian. Redfern's pitch, a strike at the knees. Essian singled to left field his first time up. Just outside the reach of Gary Gaetti at third base, going to his left. Redfern's pitch, and Essian fouled the ball at the plate. 0-2. 2 men are out. 5 hits now for the Mariners off Redfern. Nobody working in the bullpen. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul at the plate. The ball hit off of Essian's foot and bounced out about 4 or 5 feet out in front of home plate. Thus far, the only thing the Twins fans here tonight have had to cheer about was Engle's home run. There's a fastball hit out into center field. Jimmy Eisenreich over to his left. He's under it. Makes the catch, and that's all for the Mariners in their half of the inning. But they come up with a run on Jim Mailer's first Major League home run, leave nobody on base after 3.5 innings of play. It's the Mariners 4, the Twins 1.
Vanderhaeg's Truck Salvage in Spencer, Iowa is the largest truck salvage operation in the entire Midwest. That means over 40 acres of quality used truck parts, which means almost every truck part that you might need, you can find. Vanderhaeg's Truck Salvage is continually buying and dismantling pickups all the way up to diesels. They can supply all engines, transmissions, and rear ends, as well as a hard-to-find small part you need. Find out for yourself. Contact Vanderhaeg Truck Salvage in Spencer, Iowa.
The forecast for the immediate listening area tonight, mostly cloudy and a chance of flurries, lows in the low to mid-20s. Southeast winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow and tomorrow night, a 70% chance of snow with 2 to 4 inches accumulation possible. Highs tomorrow, low to mid-30s. Lows tomorrow night, upper teens to low 20s. East to southeast winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour tomorrow. Thursday, cloudy and a slight chance of light snow. Highs in the low to mid-30s. At 8:29, it is 29 degrees. This is WNAX.
Boy, the Cardinals climbing all over. Nolan Ryan got them for 5 runs in the first inning. 3 of those on Darryl Porter's home. Bob Forsch will pitch tonight for the Cardinals. And later on, California at Oakland. They should have a big crowd there at Oakland. At Oakland. And also, later, Atlanta will be at San Diego in the National League. Oh, a good home stand here for the Twins. To play Seattle tomorrow night, Thursday afternoon. Remember, Thursday is a 12:15 start. Right now, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification, and this is where you hear the Twins during the 1982 Major League season.
At 8:30, you're listening to your big friend for sports, WNAX games in 29 degrees. Don't forget, we'll have the Seattle and Twins game tomorrow night at 7:30.
The Twins have 3 hits through 3 innings, and leading it off here in the 4th is Dave Engle. His home run, the first ever in regulation play championship season. In the first inning, just inside the foul pole, he takes a curveball over the inside part of the plate for a strike from Floyd Bannister. Dave slightly crouched, holds that bat right down on the end, takes a fastball low for a ball. It's 1-1. Engle batting in the 3rd slot. He didn't have an especially good spring. He was bothered by a shoulder problem earlier, and it affected his swing, he said. And he's just now getting comfortable again. There's a good curveball that he took for a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Seattle. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Twins. Bannister into the windup, fires a fastball that moves off the plate outside. It's 2-2. That's cheating. Oh, boy. I'll tell you about it later. Here's the windup, the pitch, hit on the ground to third base. Coming in for it is Castillo. The throw pulls the first baseman Mailer off the bag and Engle's safe. That's going to be a base hit for Engle. He's 2 for 2. Tough play for the third baseman Castillo, who was playing back with a couple strikes on Engle. He had to come way in past the pit down the third baseline. Throw off balance, and he pulled Mailer off the bag at first. So the Twins get the leadoff man on here in the fourth. Here's Roy Smalley. He looked at a third call strike, his first time up. Roy batting right-handed against the left-hander Bannister. There's a line shot foul down the left field line. Boy, he really teed off on it. Way out in front. Strike one to Smalley. In the on-deck circle, Kent Hrbek. And Carl Keel flashes the signs over in the third base coach's box. Jim Lemon coaching at first for the Twins. The Seattle defense straight away on Smalley. Infield in for the double play. There's a swing and a miss at a fastball that was sinking away from him. Bannister's got a good live arm. He'll throw a fastball, good hard slider. Occasional changeup. But he does a few things with the fastball. He can get it to tail away from a right-hander. There's one there that's fouled off to the right. Out of play. 2 strikes on Roy Smalley. But keep a right-hander honest by throwing that ball inside on him and trying to keep it straight. And when he's got him leaning back, try to turn it over and sink away from him. 4-1, the Mariners are leading the Twins here in the fourth inning. Here's the pitch to Smalley. That's low a ball. It's 1-2. Roy had a home run and 3 runs batted in spring training. Had occasional stiffness in his back, but all in all, had a good spring. And tested that sore back in a lot of different ways. Came out healthy. There's a curveball popped up left side going towards the line now in foul territory. The third baseman, Castillo, calling up the shortstop Todd Cruz for the out. Smalley fouls out to the third baseman Castillo. That'll make it 1 out. Runner at first base, Dave Engle. And bring up Kent Hrbek.
Essian having a little talk with Floyd Bannister. He gave everybody a pretty steady diet of bacon stuff the first time up.
Sure did. I don't think he saw a fastball.
No.
And he's going to have to look at a lot of those from left-handers. But I really feel that this kid is a bona fide prospect and a kid that learns quickly. He'll begin to take that breaking ball to the opposite field when it's cutting outside on him. First pitch, the slider in the dirt, scooped up by Essian. He saved a wild pitch there for Bannister. 1 ball, no strikes to Kent Hrbek. 1 out, Engle on at first base. Big first baseman, Jim Mailer holding with Engle as Bannister comes to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball lined into left field, a base hit. Taken on the second hop by Bochte. Engle makes the turn, but he'll hold up at first. Well, Kent was a quick study. Saw 1 fastball for a strike, and he popped it into left field for a base hit. Runners at first and second. 1 man out, and the batter, Gary Gaetti. Gary tripled off the wall in left center field, about 390 feet away. The ball eluded the left fielder, and he tried for an inside the park home run. It took a perfect relay to get him. There was a fastball that caught the outside corner for strike 1. 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in spring training for Gary. Twins threatening. One man out, runners at first and second as Bannister steps off the pitching rubber. Engle dancing around out there at second base. Bothered him a little bit. No throw. Here's the stretch. Fastball missed inside. It's 1-1. Gaetti certainly has the power. It's just going to take a little discipline and a little learning. The Twins have got some power on this young ball club. This boy is one of them. Wearing number 8 on his Twins uniform. A bluff throw to second base as Engle dives back in. Julio Cruz, the second baseman for the Mariners, moving in behind him. Night game tomorrow night, starting at 7:35. We'll be on the air at 7:30. Thursday's a 12:15 game against the Seattle Mariners. Bannister checking the runners at first and second. He steps off again. There's Engle getting a pretty good lead. Nobody challenging him. Bannister didn't want him to get too far. Now the shortstop, Todd Cruz, moving in behind Engle a little. There's a breaking pitch in the dirt, scooped up by Essian again. It's 2-1. Gaetti looking over at Keel. One man out, runners at first and second. Hrbek with an excellent lead at first base. As Bannister okays a sign from Essian. Here's the pitch. Good fastball. He snuck it in on him. That ball looked like it was going to go inside and sail back over the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Gary Gaetti. Bannister's ready. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball deep left field. Going, it's gone. A home run. This game's all tied up. 4-4 on Gary Gaetti's 3-run shot. Well, he just came close to getting one the first time, Herb. That one, there wasn't any doubt. No doubt about it. It looked like Bannister tried to throw him a curveball that time. Apparently didn't do what Bannister wanted to do, but Gary really gave it a ride. And I'll tell you, we're finding out one thing. The ball does carry pretty well to left field here. When you hit it, it goes. Yes, sir. Long shot. And here's Butch Wynegar taking a curveball over the plate for a strike. Well, there's some youngsters. They've got the muscle. They hang a pitch on them and connect. It'll go. There's a fastball caught the outside corner on Wynegar for a strike. It's 0-2. Butch checked his swing. Missed the pitch first time up. Ball got away from Essian. He threw Butch out at first. Swing and a miss at a hard slider in the dirt. Essian tagged Wynegar. That's the second time Wynegar struck out, and Bannister's 5th strikeout of the ball game. 2 men are out. 3 runs in on the inning. On Gary Gaetti's first home run of the 1982 season. Boy, he popped that about 9-10 rows up in the left center field. Here's Rob Wilfong. He sent one deep to left field his first time up. Breaking pitch. Misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. 4-4. The Twins have tied it and are now out hitting the Mariners 6-5. Bannister's pitch caught that outside corner with a fastball. It's 1-1. Wilfong automatically draws those third basemen in the American League. 11 bunt singles last year. Swings and misses at a slider. It's 1-2. Mickey Hatcher in the on-deck circle. Now the home crowd got a little something to cheer about there. A couple home runs for the Twins in this game. There's a foul ball right underneath us. The count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Herb, I'm still going to my glove side.
Well, I guess I better go the other way.
Right. I didn't say I was going to backhand it. I'm going the other way. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Wilfong. It's outside for a ball. It's 2-2. We get into a few parks, fans, Herb and I, especially Detroit and Boston. We pretty well have to get our act together. There's a lot of foul balls off the left-handers. There's a swing and a miss at a good breaking pitch by Bannister. Had a couple strikeouts in the inning. 6 overall in the ball game. That's it for the Twins. Twins come up with 3 runs on 3 hits. There was nobody left on base, and after 4 complete innings of play, it's the Twins 4, Seattle 4.
You thirst for the keeps on drinking easy all the way. The original, it's the real taste of beer that keeps on coming through. When there's only one taste that will do, it's the game of Apple River. Real taste from the original past. It's the taste of Apple River. Real taste of Apple River beer.
Pabst Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Well, how about this, fans? The Metrodome is going to become a haven for snowbound Major League Baseball clubs. The White Sox, snowed out of their 2-game season opening series with the Red Sox and Chicago and Blue Jays, also Detroit. Well, Toronto and Chicago are going to play exhibition games here tomorrow morning and then after Thursday's game. And the folks who attend Thursday's game will be invited to stay and watch that exhibition if they so desire on Thursday afternoon between Toronto and Chicago.
Really something about the weather across the nation. Fortunate to have this facility. There's Todd Cruz hitting the first pitch from Redfern out into right center. Jimmy Eisenreich taking over out there and calling off Engle to make the catch. There's 1 out. Cruz had grounded out to short his first time up, so he's 0 for 2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. We've got a tie ball game. Gary Gaetti sending a 3-run shot into left center field to tie this game up in the bottom of the 4th. Redfern into the windup, fires a breaking pitch to Julio Cruz up high for a ball. Cruz had struck out, single to center field, and scored on a base hit in the 3rd inning. There's a strike to Cruz on another curveball. It's 1-1. Cruz, a switch hitter, batting left-handed against Redfern, takes a breaking pitch up high for a ball. It's 2-1. 3 breaking pitches to Julio Cruz. He's a speedster. Redfern's fastball is off the plate outside for a ball. It's 3-1. 1 man out here in the 5th. On deck, Manny Castillo. There's a good fastball at the knees. It's a full count. Cruz, both the Cruzes on this club will make you work. They're not afraid to take a couple strikes. They just want to get on base. Fastball fouled off to the left out of play. It's 3-2 yet. Twins now shade Julio Cruz a little towards left field. You can see Hatcher and Jimmy Eisenreich talking out there. Engle way out there in right field. Here's the pitch by Redfern. Fastball's lined into left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Hatcher takes it on the first hop, fires it back into Smalley, and the Mariners get a man on. Cruz now 2 for 3. He's got a couple runs batted in. He drove in Mailer and Essian with that single up the middle. Scored all the way from first base on Manny Castillo's double that eluded Dave Engle out in right field. He tried to make a shoestring catch. Manny Castillo, there goes the runner. The throw down there is in the dirt, and Smalley does all he can to just smother the ball and catch it on the first hop as Cruz comes up with his first stolen base of the year. Had a pretty good jump. The pitch out of the strike zone on Castillo for a ball. It's 1-0. Butch did not get off a good throw. Cruz has an excellent lead at second base. He's the go-ahead run out there. And the breaking ball to Castillo is up high for a ball. It's 2-0. Manny flied out to left and doubled in the run in the third.
Pretty good contact hitter.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Cruz, who can really fly out there on second. Redfern's pitch is good for a strike. It's 2-1. Julio with 43 stolen bases last year. The year before, 45. His best year in 1978 with 59, all with Seattle. Redfern comes to the set. Checks the runner, Cruz at second. Here's the pitch. Missed outside. It's the ball. It's 3-1. One man out in the fifth inning. Twins and the Mariners all tied up 4-4. Twins took an early lead on Dave Engle's home run to left field in the first. The Mariners came back with 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth to go ahead 4-1, and then Gary Gaetti hit a 3-run shot last inning to tie it. Fastball is up high to Castillo for a ball. He walked in. The first walk given up by Pete Redfern in the ball game. He struck out 2 Mariners. And it'll bring up Bruce Bochte.
There goes the bullpen crew again. Fernando Arroyo, who was up in the third inning, starts to heat up again.
Here's Bochte, good contact man himself, left-handed hitter. Closed stance, takes that wide stand, fouls off the first pitch on the ground over past Veda Pinson on the first base coaching box. Bochte hit a one-hop line drive to Roy Smalley. It almost pushed Smalley back into left field. He was able to catch the ball and throw him out, and popped up to Rob Wilfong at second with a man in scoring position. He takes a rip. Redfern okays a sign from Wynegar and checks Cruz at second. Fastball misses down low for a ball. It's 1-1. Richie Zisk in the on-deck circle. They got a little punch in this lineup. Bochte, Zisk, and Cowens. Cruz at second, Castillo at first. As Redfern comes to the set and fires a fastball that's fouled off to the left out of play. It's 1-2. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Twins. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Mariners. The Twins are looking for the double play. Big gap out in left center field. I'll tell you, when that ball goes in the gap, there's a little excitement. There's a lot of excitement. There's the pitch. In the dirt off the shin guards of Wynegar. Bounces over towards the Twins dugout on the third base side. They've got Cruz dancing around out there, and Wynegar retrieves the ball. And throws it over to Redfern, who is at home plate. It's going to be a wild pitch. The runners advance to second and third, takes the double play away. Unless they kick somebody off on a line drive. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bochte. The infield moving about halfway in on the right side. Smalley back at short. Breaking pitch fouled off to the left. It's out of play into the stand. Smalley not willing to concede 2 runs on the left side. Now they're going to bring the infield back. They don't want to give up 2 runs. 5th inning here at the Metrodome. They'll give up the 1 at second and short. There's a fly ball out into right field, deep enough to score Cruz. Engle's under it, makes the catch. He's going to go to third with it. Here comes Castillo looking around. He's off the bag, and Gaetti stayed with it. They got him coming off the bag. The run's going to score. The Seattle Mariners take a lead on the sacrifice fly to right by Bruce Bochte. Cruz scoring, but they got Castillo as he went past the bag on Engle's throw to Gaetti. 9-5 on the putout. So the Mariners pick up a run on 1 hit. Nobody left on base after 4.5 innings of play. It's the Seattle Mariners 5, the Twins
4. Now 2 people can travel for the price of 1 anywhere the Jackrabbit bus goes. That's right, on the Bunny, 2 for the price of 1. And $2.50 will take all single packages under £5 anywhere on the Jackrabbit system. Check with your agent for details.
31 in snow at Ellsworth Air Force Base, 34 in snow at Rapid City, Pierce snow 30 degrees, Aberdeen cloudy 31, Watertown cloudy 25, Huron cloudy 32, Sioux Falls cloudy 28 degrees, 29 cloudy at WNAX, and we have a chance of flurries. Our lows tonight in the low to mid-20s, southeast winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour. For tomorrow and tomorrow night, a 70% chance of snow with 2 to 4 inches accumulation possible. Highs tomorrow, low to mid-30s. Lows tomorrow night, upper teens to low 20s. It is 8:52.
Good strong throw by Dave Engle as they got Castillo overrunning the bag at third there for the final out. Right now, we'll pause 30 seconds. This is the play-by-play broadcast of the Minnesota Twins.
I drive a big rig. Every year I put thousands of miles on it, and I go through a lot of servicing. At Fremont Tire, the king of the road, I not only get the lowest prices on Bridgestone tires and the best servicing, but I get good friends, too. And I feel confident knowing that I'm driving on Bridgestone tires from Fremont. You know, folks like to call us truckers kings of the road, but since I've been getting my servicing in my Bridgestone tires from Fremont, I know who the real king of the road is. Rolling rock on the king of the road. For Bridgestone tires, come to Fremont Tire, Highway 75 North, Sioux City.
8:53.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Mickey Hatcher will lead it off for the Twins. They've got to come back again. They're trailing 5-4. Bannister's first pitch to Hatcher misses outside for a ball. Mick single to left field his first time up in the 3rd inning. Solid line drive. Now let's see if Castillo's bungle at third base will cost Seattle here in this ball game. There's a foul over towards the Twins dugout. It's 1-1 to Hatcher. Mick batting in the 9th slot tonight. He'll be followed by Eisenreich and then Jerry Ward. Bobby Castillo throwing in the Twins bullpen. There's a fastball misses outside to Hatcher for a ball. It's 2-1. Castillo picked up by the Twins from the Los Angeles Dodgers, along with Bobby Mitchell. There's a fastball outside to Hatcher. It's 3-1. The Twins need a base runner. They trail by 1. Bannister working quickly. Fires a fastball. Lined into right center. A base hit. Going over for it, the right fielder, Cowens. Hatcher's going to dig for second. The throw is in time. They got him. Cowens going to his right. Bobbled the ball momentarily. Hatcher took a chance, and on a good throw from Cowens, who's got an excellent arm, was thrown out. The shortstop, Cruz, Todd Cruz, taking the throw. A 9-6 scoring play. Hatch 2 for 2, but there's 1 out. 7 hits now for the Twins. Here's Jimmy Eisenreich. Jimmy grounded out to short and struck out. Breaking pitch is up high to him for a ball. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Twins trailing 5-4. Bannister out of a windup fires a fastball, a swing and a foul at the plate. It's 1-1. That's a way to break in your first major league game, huh, Herb, against a tough left-hander. Curveball, checked the swing, accidentally fouled off the pitch. It's 1-2.
Yes, and there's a test for a young man out of the Midwest League coming up against a veteran left-handed pitcher, regarded as one of the better left-handers in the league.
Yes, he is. Good live arm. Shakes off a couple signs from Essian. Here's the pitch. Missed outside with a breaking ball. It's 2-2. Eisenreich with excellent speed. He's going to steal some bases for the Twins. Bannister's pitch. Check swing, 1 hopper back to the mound. Bannister's got it. Fires it on to Mailer, and there's 2 outs. Gary Ward, the batter. He's the designated hitter tonight. Gary flied out to center field. Hit one deep in the hole to short, but the Twins had Hatcher on at first base, and Todd Cruz was able to go to Julio Cruz for the out at second. Check swing, line drive into the stands on the right side for a strike. Gary hit the ball hard in spring training. Had a home run and 3 runs batted in. But he peppered the ball pretty well all over the park. No one particular spot. Got that closed stance of his. Started after a fastball, but took it outside for a ball. It's 1-1. It's the Mariners, the California Angels, and the Oakland A's here in the homestand opening up the 1982 season. The pitch to Gary Ward is in there for a call strike. He got the fastball on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ward. The infield is out beyond the line that designates the end of the infield here on the turf. There's a foul over towards the batter's box. Engel's retrieving it on the third base side. 5-4, the Mariners have regained the lead over the Twins. Mariners with a little punch in the middle of that lineup and some speed at the top. Fastball just missed the Ward inside. It's 2-2. What a beautiful, beautiful stadium. There's a curveball that misses down low, and Ward has worked Bannister to a full count. On deck is Dave Engle.
Manny Castillo calling as if he might be coming in to start the 6th inning yet.
Timeout called by home plate umpire Bill Haller as Bannister takes a little too much time and Ward steps out of the box. Yeah, he's eating up pretty good, Herb. Twins, I think maybe Redfern's had a little enough to throw. There's a swing and a miss at a breaking pitch. And Bannister records his 7th strikeout of the ball game. Twins, no runs, 1 hit. Nobody left on base after 5 complete innings of play. Seattle 5, the Twins 4.
And getting tickets for the Twins is very easy with various means to do so. The tickets may be purchased in person at the Twins ticket office on the Chicago Avenue side of the Dome or at all Donaldson's ticket outlets. Now, by phone, simply call the Twins Charge Call Desk any weekday from 9 till 5. The number is 375-1116. That's 375-1116. And by mail, advance tickets are available by enclosing a check or money order, including $1 handling, and sending it to Twins Tickets, the Metrodome, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55415. Reserve seats are $8,
General admission seats, $4. And do remember that all Thursday games at the Dome are discounted to $6 and $3 for you fans. The address again is Twins Tickets, the Metrodome, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55415. So plan now to take in 82 Twins baseball, an exciting game in one of baseball's most exciting ballparks. Manager Billy Gardner is going to left feed Redfern after going 5 innings and giving up the 5-Mariner run on 6 hits. And Bobby Castillo, the right-hander, who had a great spring for the Twins coming on. So we have a pitching change here as we start the 6th inning. A break in the action. Let's listen to this.
Put that paper down, Lawrence. I want to talk to you about Larry.
What's that, dude?
Well, you know how Larry has his heart set on farming with the cost of land and
I ran into Larry's ag teacher the other day in front of the bank, and we talked about that problem. Mr. Jelinek said we should talk to Larry about a career as a vocational agricultural teacher. Jelinek said there are a lot of job openings right now in both schools and industry. In fact, he said a career in VOAG is the next best thing to farming.
Lawrence Johnson, you make me so darn mad I could dump the cereal on your head. Why didn't you ever tell me anything?
What's that, dear? If your son or daughter wants a career in agriculture, talk to your VOAG teacher. A career as a VOAG teacher is the next best thing to farming. A public service announcement of this station and the Agricultural Education Division of the American Vocational Association.
After a strike, Richie Zisk swings and belts a breaking pitch into right field for a base hit against Bobby Castillo to lead off the 6th inning. Before Al Cowens comes up to bat, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is where you hear the Twins during the 1982 Major League season.
Your 24-hour Big Friend, WNAX, Yankton.
Temperature is 29 degrees, and it's 9:01.
Here's Al Cowens with Zisk on at first base. Hrbek holding with him there. Not too much of a threat to run. He doesn't run that quickly. There's a good fastball to Cowens. Caught the outside corner. Cowens has popped up the short and lined out the third base. Gaetti making a nice backhanded catch of a line drive that was quickly getting towards that foul line. Castillo looks in for the sign from Butch Wynegar and comes to the sack. As the screwball, it's in the dirt, scooped up by Wynegar. A ball, it's 1-1. Cowens very dissatisfied at Detroit. He's just about starting where the same type of a ball club that he started with when he was at Kansas City. There's a swing and a miss at a breaking pitch. It's 1-2. Cowens getting into that Kansas City Royal outfield, doing an excellent job. Kansas City Royals came of age. May, Otis, Cowens in that outfield. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit in the air down the left field line, giving chase is Hatcher. Ball drifting towards the stands. It's out of play. Hatch will have to go back empty-handed. It's 1-2 yet. Zisk returning to first base is Chuck Cartier. Third base coach for the Mariners flashes a few signals. Twins looking for the double play. They're trailing by a run here in the 6th, 5-4. Castillo checking the runner, fires a fastball that's fouled back up over our heads to the right. Joe Simpson, left-handed batter in the on-deck circle. Bobby originally started as an infielder-outfielder in 1974. Just played 47 ball games at Sarasota. Was out of baseball in 75 and then came back as a pitcher at Reynosa in the Mexican League.
He fires a breaking pitch in the dirt that Wynegar blocks to keep Zisk at first base. The count is 2-2. It was 19-11 in Monterey in 1977, and the Dodgers called him up. He got into 6 games, got a win. Only pitched 11 innings. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Cowens checks his swing and takes it low for a ball. It's a full count. Well, Latchman, the skipper for the Mariners, has had his ball club moving tonight. He's got some speed. He doesn't have speed on there right now with Richie Zisk, but he might get him going. Cowens makes pretty good contact. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Here's a stretch by Castillo. There goes the runner. The pitch hit in the air to center field. Zisk holds up as Eisenreich has a beat on it. Makes the catch. There's one out, and Zisk returns to first base. Cowens got jammed with that ball. That'll bring up Joe Simpson. Simpson flied out to center field, was called out on a 3rd strike. Left-handed batter. Gaetti comes in at 3rd base. Is in front of the base path, off the line. Here's the pitch. It's hitting the air out into center field. Eisenreich coming on hard. Can't get to it. It bounces in between. And the ball gets away from Eisenreich, and the runner, Zisk, goes all the way around to 3rd base. Richie really heads up on the play as he saw the ball take a bounce away for the young center fielder. It went all the way around to 3rd base. So that'll put runners at 1st and 3rd with 1 out and bring up Jim Mailer. Thus far, we have not seen an error. There it is now, put up on the board. An error enabling Zisk to go to 3rd. The Twins need a double play. They're trailing 5-4. 8 hits now for Seattle. Mailer has singled to center and homered over the left field fence. There's a fastball that's up high to him for a ball. It's 1-0. Mailer wearing number 33, looking over at Cartier. Castillo comes to the set. Here's the pitch. Fouled off over towards the Mariner dugout. It's 1-1. We'll see a lot of action on this turf. Mailer's just been in pro ball since 1978. At 306 at Stockton, 310 at San Jose. There goes the runner at first. The ball hit in the air to left field. Hatcher's under it. Not too deep. He catches the ball to throw to the plate. It's off the plate, and Zisk will score easily with the 6th Mariner run. So Mailer, with a perfect night tonight, had a single and scored in the 3rd, homered in the 4th, and now with a sacrifice fly, drives in his 2nd run. Richie Zisk coming in from 3rd. Joe Simpson stayed at first base. So the errors proved costly. Mailer with a couple RBIs in the ball game. Here's Jim Essian. Single to left and scored. Flied out to center. Castillo fires a fastball inside and high for ball 1. Essian with a great spring, batting .414. Jimmy Mailer with the sacrifice fly, driving in the 6th run. There goes the runner. The ball hit up the middle, backhanded by Wilfong. The throw to first base is not in time. Boy, Hrbek really got out there. Essian, hustling down the line, just managed to beat it out. Rob couldn't get anything on the ball. And that's the way Essian has gone against the Twins over his career. Simpson held up at second base. That'll bring up Todd Cruz. Base hit credited to Jim Essian. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs. With Simpson going, Wilfong got a little bit of a break. Essian didn't hit the ball well, but he was in a good spot just over second base. There's the stretch by Castillo. The slider caught the outside corner for strike one. Cruz is grounded out to short and flied out to center field. Pete Redfern went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs. They were all earned. 6 hits, walked a batter, and struck out 2. Bobby Castillo coming in the 6th. He steps off the rubber to keep Simpson honest at second base. Here's the stretch. The pitch hit on the ground to the right side. Wilfong's got it on a big hop, fires onto Hrbek, and that's all for the Mariners in their half of the inning. They come up with another run, though, on 2 hits. 3 hits, leave 2 men on base, 1 twin error. After 5.5 innings of play, it's the Mariners 6, the Twins 4.
Good evening. It's 9:10, 29 degrees. In the forecast for the immediate listening area, southeastern South Dakota, tonight mostly cloudy and a chance of flurries, lows in the low to mid-20s, southeast winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow and tomorrow night, a 70% chance of snow with 2 to 4 inches accumulation possible. Highs on Wednesday, tomorrow, low to mid-30s. Lows tomorrow night, upper teens to low 20s. East to southeast winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour for the day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, cloudy and a slight chance of light snow, highs in the low to mid-30s. For Minnesota, there is a winter storm watch for the southern third of Minnesota tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. A winter storm watch for northeast Iowa tomorrow and tomorrow night. A stock length advisory for the north central of Nebraska tomorrow and tomorrow night. A traveler's advisory for the southwest quarter of North Dakota late tonight and tomorrow. And no traveler's advisory posted for South Dakota as of right now. And it is 9:11, 29 degrees.
Well, remember that Thursday's game here will start at 12:15, as will all 4 of the Thursday day games on the Twins schedule this year. Now, this is to allow the baseball traffic to clear the downtown area before the rush hour. And, of course, this Thursday, you can also stay around if you like after the Twins play the Mariners and see the Chicago White Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays as they play an exhibition game here in the Metrodome after the Twins game with the Mariners. Another night game, of course, tomorrow night at 7:35, and the probables are Jim Beatty against Jim Erickson. Right now, Thursday afternoon's matchups look like Gene Nelson, a young right-hander, very highly regarded prospect who was acquired from New York in the deal that sent reliever Shane Raleigh to the Yankees. Nelson going against Brad Havens here on Thursday afternoon. I like that kid, Nelson. A good hard slider. Surprised they traded him. Yeah, I am too. Of course, they wanted another left-hander and had to give up something good for him. Well, the Twins try to get something going here in the 6th inning. They trail by a couple, 6-4 to the Mariners. Dave Engle, the batter, takes the first pitch in the dirt from Bannister. The ball almost bounced up and hit him. Dave got it going for the Twins with a home run inside the foul pole in the 1st inning in left field, and had an infield single and scored in the 4th. There's a pop-up, shallow center field. The second baseman, Julio Cruz, out there. He's being called off now, and the center fielder, Joe Simpson, slipped and fell as he caught the ball, but he hung on to it. So it's Simpson that makes the putout. Well, if that ball would have hit the ground, it probably would have bounced about 30 feet. Well was up there.
Got an instant replay camera on the scoreboard here at the Metrodome. Gives the fans a couple thrills. Well,
little conference now. They're going to get their bullpen going, Frank. Mike Stanton.
Yeah, Latchman is coming out. They're wondering the way they're looking at Bannister. Maybe thought he might be developing a blister. Bill Haller went out with Latchman and Essian, and he says there's no trip to the mound.
It's interesting because Bannister, they had to put him on a disabled list last year because of a blister that he developed on his pitching hand. Caused him to miss the 3 weeks.
That can be tough. 1 out, Roy Smalley, the batter, fouls off the first pitch for a strike. Roy is struck out, fouled out to third. You always run that risk. Everybody's different. Sometimes they get that blister under the fingernail by gripping the ball so hard. It develops and they never get rid of it. There's a swing and a miss at a good fastball by Bannister. It's 0-2 to Smalley. He has got a good live arm. They play Smalley straight away and deep. Roy, of course, batting right-handed. Mariners leading 6-4 as that fastball caught the inside corner for a strike, and Smalley drops the bat at the plate, and Haller kicks it out of the way. It looked like that ball came back in over the plate on him. So for the second time tonight, Haller has called Smalley out, and that's 8 strikeouts for Bannister. That'll bring up Hrbek. Hrbek struck out and singled to left field. He eventually scored on Gaetti's 3-run home run. The breaking pitch is outside. Ironically, the pitch that Hrbek singled on was the only fastball he's seen thus far in 3 times at bat. Right-hander Stanton loosening up in the Mariner bullpen. There's a swing and a miss at a good fastball. It's 1-1. He had a rip. I mentioned earlier, Hrbek very seldom gets cheated. Got a beautiful swing. There's a windup by Bannister. Breaking pitches outside for a ball. It's 2-1. It's only so long that you can get away with that many breaking pitches. You've really got to mix your pitches up to keep that hitter honest. There's a fastball, a swing and a miss. Hrbek gets 2-2, and I think Kent is saying to himself, how'd I miss those 2? 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the, or 2 outs, pardon me, here in the 6th, and there's a tap to second base. Cruz has got it, underhand flip to Naylor, and the Twins go down in order in their half of the inning. 1-2-3. After 6 complete innings of play, it's Seattle 6, the Twins 4.
America, what's your favorite sport?
Baseball.
Sandwich? Pie?
Apple.
And what's your favorite car, America?
Chevrolet.
Let me see, that's baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet, huh?
Right.
Well, you sure sound like America to me.
We are.
Well, then you better tell me again, because I just might forget.
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
That's baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Baseball and hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
I think you better tell me again.
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
In case you're wondering, this commercial is brought to you by baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and America's favorite car.
They go together in the good old USA. Baseball and hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Makes sense to me.
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Baseball.
It's the 7th inning here at the Metrodome. The Twins are trailing the Mariners
6-4. 6 runs on 9 hits for the Mariners. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Twins. They've committed in there. Redfern started and went 5. Bobby Castillo in the 6th. Sort of an unearned run off him. And Herb, you know, we've got a lot of great fans in the Dakotas. And one that's been listening a long time has a birthday today. Mrs. Bertha Bartholomew is 84 years young.
Well, terrific. I'll have to give her a win for a birthday present here.
Well, why don't you take over the play-by-play and get us some run?
All right. Get these Mariners out of there. As Julio Cruz looks at a called strike. Cruz struck out in the first inning. He singled up the middle in the third, singled the left in the fifth. Eventually scored. He stole second after his second base hit. Takes Castillo's pitch up high for the ball. 1-1. Bobby Castillo had a good year with the Dodgers a couple of years ago. Wasn't used a whole lot last year. Fires on the inside corner to Cruz for a strike, and it's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Manny Castillo due up next for Seattle, and then Bruce Bochte. Bobby Castillo, the right-hander, into the lineup. Here's the pitch. A swing and a ground ball hit to the glove side of Smalley. Scoops it up. Here's the peg to first base. Big stretch. Got him. Nice play. Oh, pretty play there all around. Smalley way over to his glove side. He had to throw the ball off balance and kind of bounced it over to Kent Hrbek with a big stretch, which probably made the difference at first base.
Boy, it sure did, and that's just as pretty a play as you're going to see.
Another switcher to Manny Castillo is fly to left, double to right, and had a base on ball. Fastball up and away, 1 ball to no strikes. Bobby Castillo, who pitched as well as anybody for the Twins in the recently concluded spring training season, delivers a high fastball, and it's 2-0. Probably only gave up 8 hits in 15 innings, walked 2, and struck out 10 batters. Came over from the Dodgers in the deal along with outfielder Bobby Mitchell for a couple of minor leaguers going to L.A. High fastball. He's behind now, 3-0. Boy, the Cardinals giving the Astros a going over. 10-1 St. Louis after 3.5 at the Astrodome. They KO'd Nolan Ryan. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Mariners here. 4-7-1 for the Twins, and there's a strike, 3-1.
Houston probably wishes they were in St. Louis right now.
There's a swing and a high fly ball left center field. Moving over is Hatcher calling for it, and Mickey takes it for the out. 2 down is Castillo, a fly ball to Mickey Hatcher in left center. Here's Bruce Bochte, the Mariner left fielder. Hit a 1-hop liner to Smalley, popped to second, and hit a sacrifice fly to right in the 5th inning, scoring Julio Cruz from third. But on the play, Castillo trying to go from second to third. Engle made a very strong throw, and although Castillo got there just ahead of the ball, Castillo overran the bag, and Gaetti tagged him out. Here's a swing and a bouncing ball foul down the first base line, 1 strike. Beautiful sight here in the Metrodome with a full crowd. The home opener of the 1982 season for the Twins. This, by the way, is the first time the Mariners have opened on the road in 6 years that they've been in the league, and the pitch is up high for a ball. Of course, they have their own Kingdome, so they've usually been opening up at home.
Kind of nice.
Sinker low, 2-1. Tom Mee of the Twins announcing the attendance. Here's the windup by Castillo, the pitch, a fastball up high. He's behind Bochte now, 3-1 with 2 out and nobody on. And the Mariners leading 6-4. Well, the largest crowd ever to see a Twins game in Minnesota. There's a pitch inside to Bochte for ball 4. Bochte got the base on ball. That'll bring up Zisk. Richie is line to center, ground to the short, and single to right. The previous high attendance was for the 7th game of the World Series. Back in 1965, when a little over 50,000 showed up for that one. Twins had their largest home opener ever last year with Oakland, over 42,000, but that's been surpassed by 10,000 here tonight. A swing and a miss by Zisk at 0-1. Tonight's paid $52,279. 5,279 the paid attendance. The largest crowd to see the Twins here in Minnesota. Manny Castillo into the set now, looks to first, delivers. A breaking ball low and outside. 1-1 to right-hander batting Richie Zisk, wearing number 22, steps out to check with Chuck Cartier, his third base coach. Two young teams opening up the season here. There's a swing and a foul, bounced off to the left of the plate, and it's 1-2 to Zisk.
It's got to be a great experience playing in front of this larger crowd. First game ever.
Interesting, the Mariners have the youngest player in the majors, pitcher Ed Nunez, and also the oldest, Gaylord Perry.
Wonder what they talk about on the bench.
Those two?
Yeah.
Not the good old days.
No.
Here's the set by Castillo on the pitch. Swung a line drive right by Castillo into center field for a solid base hit. Eisenreich up for the ball. Bochte checks into second on a solid single up the middle for Zisk. He's 2 for 4. Boy, he drilled that one right by Castillo.
Boy, that Zisk, he's what you'd classify a country hitter. You put it up in his eyes, and he's going to get one of the awfulest swings you've ever seen.
Here's Al Cowens, the Mariner right fielder. Right-handed batter is popped to short, line to third on a beautiful backhanded grab by Gaetti in the 4th, and fly to center in the 6th. Pitch is going outside. 1 ball to no strikes. The right-handed batting Al Cowens. And the pitch. Swing a line drive in the right field, and that's trouble. The ball's between Engle and the line rolling all the way to the fence. Bochte is around third. He's going to score. Zisk will stop at third on a double down the right field line by Cowens, making it 7-4 Seattle. Bochte coming around from second, Zisk going from first to third. But boy, they just keep tacking on the run. That's the 5th hit that Bobby Castillo had given up in an inning and 2/3. Got the first 2 men out this inning before walking Bochte. Left-handed batting center fielder Joe Simpson, who has fly to center, been called out on strikes, out of Texas League single in the 6th inning. Fernando Arroyo heading down to the pen for the Twins. They're going to put Simpson on. They'll walk him intentionally with the first base open. And they'll bring up the big rookie right-handed batting Jim Mailer, who homered his second time up tonight.
Boy, it happened quick, didn't it? A walk, a hit, and a hit.
Cowens will double a line shot down into the right field corner. So we have an intentional pass here to Joe Simpson. Outloads the bases for Mailer, who raced a single to center in the 3rd inning. Scored the first Mariner run. Then with 2 out, none on in the 4th, he homered to left and hit a sacrifice fly to left in the 6th. When they brought him up last year, Mailer was 8 for 23 with the Mariners, so thus far in the big leagues, he's hitting .400, 10 for 25. 6'4" and about 230 pounds. Swing gets it off the pitch, right straight back. Over to our booth next door.
Tommy Mee's kid made a nice catch. Of course, he played a little center field, didn't he? Tom Mead, the Twitch Public Relations Director.
Give him a glove, though. That's those kind, huh?
He said it.
There's a slider strike on the outside corner to Mailer. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, we know they can get up here now.
Well, that's the first one that's reached the broadcast deck here. Better them than us, huh?
You said it.
Bases full of Mariners with 2 out. They lead 7-4. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Right-hander Bobby Castillo delivers a swing and a fly ball hit out into left center field. Here comes Eisenreich. Here comes Hatcher. Hatcher diving for the ball. Didn't get it. Ball rolls away from him. And boy, that's going to be trouble as everybody's going to score. And Hatcher made a dive for the ball but couldn't get to it. Just a little fly ball double into shallow left center field. Hatcher made a valiant diving effort to get to the ball, but he couldn't reach it. So Mailer ends up on second base as he clears the bases. Of course, in that situation with 2 out, everybody could run as soon as the ball was hit. It was kind of a high fly ball at that, but nobody could get to it out in left center field. This coming in from third, Cowens from second, and Simpson from first, so it's a 4-run inning. And it is now a 10-4 lead for the Mariners. And boy, what a night that rookie first baseman Jim Mailer is having. A 3-run double gives him 5 RBIs.
I'll tell you, there's a play there as far as getting together on. I was worried about a collision as well as Hatcher rolling over his arm and possibly dislocating a shoulder or an elbow, because that'll happen sometime.
Jim Essian, the catcher, up. He's had a single to left that bounces through the hole, fly to center, and singled to the right side of the infield last inning. Swings, hits a little bloop out into left center field. Here comes Eisenreich, and he makes the catch on that one. But it's a big inning for the Mariners. They come up with 4 runs on 3 hits. So no errors, a couple of walks and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning and take a stretch here as it's the Mariners 10, the Twins 4.
They're coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. They're trailing the Mariners 10-4. Right now, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is where you hear the Twins during the 1982 Major League season.
At 9:31, it's 29 degrees and cloudy and a chance of flurries. You're listening to your big friend, WNAX.
Well, the Twins are trailing by 6 runs here in the 7th inning, but I don't know, Herb. I just learned with this club here, and I think the feeling that they've got about themselves is that they have the ability to bounce back. And we're going into the 7th. We've got Gaetti, Wynegar, and Wilfong. Bannister has been going along in this ball game. He gave up the 3-run home run to Gaetti, so he's been tapped. Latchman is going to get the bullpen going just in case. He's got Vandenberg, a left-hander, and Stanton, a right-hander, loosening up out in the bullpen. But one thing I like about this young Twins ball club is that they've got some punch, and they've shown it here a couple times tonight, hitting the ball out of the ballpark. And I think that's the way they feel about themselves, is that they got a few guys that can knock it out of here.
Well, Gary Gaetti will lead it off for the Twins in the bottom of the 7th inning. He takes a good rip at a low outside pitch and didn't get it. It's Bannister's fastball down and away from him. Gary hit one off the left center field fence in the 2nd inning. Tried for an inside the park homer, but they cut him down. But then with 2 on in the 4th inning, he belted a breaking ball well back into the left field seats for a 3-run homer. He's wearing number 8. And there's a fly ball hit out the right field. That's going pretty deep. Back goes Al Cowens way out there, reaches up, and that ball is gone. A home run. Cowens reached up over the fence with a glove hand trying to catch the ball, but it just went out of his grasp, dropped over the other side for a homer. Gary's 2nd home run of the night. Gary Gaetti with an opposite field shot.
Good effort by Al Cowens, who reached up over the fence out there, trying to pluck the ball out of the air, but it got away from him, and Gaetti now with a triple and 2 home runs tonight.
Oh, boy.
10-5 Seattle.
I'll tell you, it was tough to see whether Cowens may have caught that ball or not, because his arm looked like it went over that fence.
Yeah, it did. And it was pretty close, and here is Wynegar popping one high in the air right behind the plate. Essian under it, and he takes it. So Butch, who had struck out his first 2 times, up fouls to Essian, the catcher. And Rob Wilfong coming up. Rob is flied to left and struck out. What a night for Gary Gaetti. Isn't that something, how close he came to getting an inside the park home run his first time up?
Wouldn't that have been something? It was just probably was a matter of 2-3 inches, because Essian had to put a heck of a tag on him at the plate.
Ten to 5, Seattle leading now, and Wilfong up with a man out, nobody on, as the Mariners keep the bullpen alive. Breaking ball, strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 8 hits for the Twins. Bannister also has notched 8 strikeouts tonight. There's his breaking ball, swung on and missed. Good sharp pitch away from the left-handed batter, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes.
Billy Haller seen that ball go down the bullpen and was out in the fair territory, so he just called timeout.
There's a strike call to Wilfong, just in over the knees, and he has tried looking 9 strikeouts for Bannister.
Well, this is those crazy tight ball games. Bannister has gotten the 9 strikeouts in it, but has given up 3 home runs in the ball game and 8 hits.
Hasn't walked anybody. Mickey Hatcher the batter. Pitch in the dirt. Mickey single to left in the 3rd, single to right center in the 5th. Goes out there trying to stretch it into a double. Cowens throw to the shortstop. Todd Cruz nailed him at second. He was the leadoff batter there. 10-5, Seattle leading in the opening game of the 1982 season. The pitch to Hatcher, swung on, lifted high in the air out to right field, not very deep. Over towards the line goes Cowens, and the right fielder takes it for the 3rd out. So an opposite field, leadoff homer by Gary Gaetti, his second one tonight. The Twins score in the 7th, and after 7, Seattle 10, the Twins 5.
Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
America, what do you know best?
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
What was that again?
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Oh.
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
That's baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet, huh?
Baseball and hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. They go together. Here's the go USA. Baseball and hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Make sense to me.
Baseball, hot dogs.
Bobby Castillo leads the game after a couple innings as we go into the 8th inning. Fernando Arroyo coming on in relief, and with the pitching change, there'll be a break in the action, so let's listen to this.
Paying bills is an unpleasant fact of life most of us have to face regularly. If you fail to pay a bill on time, you generally get a reminder or two, and then maybe a threat of some legal action. But what happens if you have a permanent life insurance policy and you stop paying the premiums for whatever reason? Do you lose the money you've put into that policy? Not at all, says the American Council of Life Insurance. Permanent life insurance policies, and this includes whole or state life, limited payment, and endowment policies, have cash value benefits built into them. These benefits are yours, and they're guaranteed. If you stop paying premiums, you can surrender the policy and withdraw the cash that's been accumulated over the years. Or if you wish, you can change your coverage into a form of extended term insurance or reduced paid-up permanent life insurance. Whatever you decide, the choice is yours to make. Your policy describes the various provisions available to you and contains a table showing you your cash value.
It is now 37.29 degrees.
Fernando Arroyo, the third Twins pitcher tonight. First two pitches to Todd Cruz, fouled off. And the Mariners shortstop now with an 0-2 count. He's grounded to short, fly to center, and bounced to second. Castillo in 2 innings was charged with 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 walks, one of those intentional. We did have a couple of Texas League hits off him that really hurt. One by Simpson in the 6th, and another by Mailer last inning with a bases loaded and 2 outs that scored 3 runs. Here's a pitch to Cruz out of a deep crouch, takes the slider from Arroyo outside of ball 1-2. Fernando, 7-10 last year for the Twins, was in 23 games, started 19, and had 2 complete games. There's the pitch. Breaking ball outside, it's 2-2. Julio Cruz on deck, and then Manny Castillo due up for the Mariners. That's 10 runs and 12 hits. There's a swing and a foul, back out of play. Count holds at 2-2. Twins with 5 runs, 8 hits, 3 home runs off Floyd Bannister. Ball 2 and strike 2 to Todd Cruz. As Arroyo takes the sign, here's the windup by Nando. The pitch is toss swung on, and it is through the strike. He's out of there. The breaking ball, he tried to check, but went too far. Strikeout for Arroyo. 1 down. It'll bring up Julio Cruz, the second baseman. He struck out of the first inning. Then singled in the 3rd to center. Singled to left in the 5th. Bounced out to Smalley behind second place on a nice play by Roy and a good grab of the throw by Hubert at first base. Cruz batting left. Fastball tailing outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Tomorrow night at 7:35, Roger Erickson goes for the Twins and Jim Beattie for the Mariners. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Rookie first baseman Jim Mailer with 5 runs batted in tonight for the Mariners. There's a swing and a fly ball down the left field line. Trouble if it's there. It is a foul by about a dozen feet down in the left field corner, 1-2. Julio has knocked in 2 runs tonight. Castillo, Bochte, and Cowens have the other RBIs for Seattle. First 5 runs charged to Redfern in 5 innings. Arroyo into the lineup. The pitch. Cruz swings, bouncing ball back to Nando off the mound. He flips it on over to Hrbek for an easy out. Pitch of the first to play. 2 down for Seattle in the 8th. It'll bring up Castillo, the third baseman, who's flied to left, double to right, walked and flied to left again. The Metrodome, a record-breaking crowd to see the Twins play baseball here in Minnesota. And the pitch. Good breaking ball over to Castillo for a strike, and it's 0-1.
I think it's kind of ironic the rest of the country is shivering and under wraps. As much as we've been accused of the bad weather.
Pitch is outside of ball, 1-1. Well, there's been some rough weather in a lot of sections of the country. And the pitch. Swing and a foul back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Then 5-ball game with the Mariners leading. We're in the first half of the 8th inning. 2 out and nobody on. Arroyo checking his sign with Wynegar. Nando winds, delivers. The fastball swung on. A little pop-up back to third base down the left field line. Hatcher over. He can't get it. It's fouled by about a foot. Whoa. Got a break there. Just landed foul. And the count holds with a ball and 2 strikes.
Kenny Kaiser right on that play right there. He's looking right down the line. Oh, really took a little bounce that looked like it might have hit off the line. Herb, did we mention that the Thursday games are going to be 25% off the regular ticket price?
Good point. I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but that's the way it's going to be for those Thursday games. Savings of 25% off all tickets on Thursday games. There's a bouncing ball hit to the glove or under the glove of Wilfong, who tried to back in. The ball didn't come up with it. So Manny Castillo is on. They just flashed on the big scoreboard out there up above the second deck and left. The current inside temperature 70 degrees. That's going to be an error on Wilfong. He had to go a little bit towards second. Tried to back in the ball and went right under his glove. So it's an error for Rob, and we'll bring up Bochte. Man, the left fielder out short the first, pop the second, sacrifice fly to right in the walk, looks at a strike from Fernando Arroyo.
I think that's something they're going to have to get used to on this turf, because that ball looks like it starts moving away from you sometimes.
That was a fastball strike, and it's 0-2. Talked about one to Roy Smalley the other day, and he said he didn't think it hit the lip of the turf out there. He said it just seemed to take kind of an unusual bounce.
Yeah, I think it's the seams of the ball getting into that turf.
There's a high, tight pitch to Bochte. It gets away from Wynegar. Down to second base goes Castillo.
Well, excuse me.
It's a wild pitch on Arroyo. It almost hit Bochte, but it got away from Butch and down to second went Castillo.
It happened to Eisenreich. That ball started going to Jimmy's right and enabled him, it didn't enable him to make a good throw to home plate because it kind of opened him up and he had to come all the way around again.
Arroyo out of the set. Here's the right-hander's pitch. The sinking fastball is outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bochte. The Mariners scored 3 times in the 3rd inning tonight and 4 in the 7th for their big innings to take a 10-5 lead in this game, despite 3 Twins home runs. Arroyo's pitch. Sinker is low. He's run the string out on Bochte now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Richie Zisk would be the Mariner batter. A lot of interesting facts and figures about the Metrodome. Here's the set by Arroyo. And the pitch is strike 3, a fastball on the outside corner. Bochte started after, didn't swing, but was called out by Haller. Put up a little squawk and walks away. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Arroyo. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Mariners 10, the Twins 5.
Lead the Minnesota Twins 10-5 as we go into the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to pause for 30 seconds. This is the play-by-play broadcast of the Minnesota Twins.
Well, the Twins coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jesus Vega is going to bat for Eisenreich. Jim had hit to the pitcher, struck out, and hit to the pitcher again. Vega, 429 in spring training. Right-handed batter takes outside a ball. So Eisenreich leaves the game 0 for 3 tonight. Ward is on deck, and then Engle to follow. Right-handed batting, Jesus Vega, wearing number 21. As Bannister, who's pitched all the way for the Mariners, delivers, had him swinging on the next pitch, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 10-5, the Mariners lead, last of the 8th inning. Right-hander Larry Anderson now starting to heat up out there for the Mariners. As Bannister, the left-hander, delivers. Breaking ball, missed, and it's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jesus Vega. At Toledo and Tidewater in AAA ball last year. Swings and misses at a low breaking ball. It's 2-2. He hit 258 in AAA last year. Had been up briefly with Minnesota in 79. Again with the Twins in 1980 for a little bit of the season. Swing and a miss at that fastball tailing down and away from him. Bannister struck him out his 10th strikeout of the ball game.
I wonder when he throws those pitches how he manages to give up 3 home runs in a ball game, but it shows what happens when a guy does get up in the strike zone.
Here's Ward, who has flied to center, hit into a force out, short to second, and struck out on a breaking ball in the 5th inning. Swings at the high foul out of play to the right. 1 strike to Gary Ward, with Dave Engle due up next. Bannister, except for a few pitches early in the ball game, has had excellent command of his stuff, and Ward fouls another one off, this time on the upper deck on the right field side. It's 0-2. 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 8th inning, with the Mariners ahead 10-5. Twins had a short-lived lead when Engle homered in the 1st inning, but the Mariners wiped that out with 3 runs in the 3rd. There's that sinking fastball outside and low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bannister okays Essian inside. Here's the windup on the pitch. Way outside, a ball 2-2. They just announced this is the 4th time in Bannister's career that he has spanned at least 10 batters in the game. The left-hander winds and delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped to short. Gloved by Todd Cruz, the throw to mailer for the out. Short to first to retire Gary Ward and bring up Engle, who lined a homer down the left field line in the 1st inning. Lead out a hit to 3rd and the 4th, fly to center in the 6th. Left-hander Floyd Bannister. He's given up at least 1 hit every inning except the 6th. He tied the first 2 men here in the 8th. Throws that slider inside for a ball, 1-0. But again, you can afford to give up a few more hits if you don't walk people, and he hasn't given up a base on balls tonight. Pitch is low to Engle for a ball. 2-0 to Dave. Engle's homer, a line drive just inside the foul pole on a 1-0 pitch in the 1st inning with 2 out and none on. There's the fastball low, and it's 3-0. It's 3:43 down the left field line. About 385 in the power lane out in left center. 408 to center, around 370 in right center, and 327 down the right field line, a 7-foot high fence. As Engle takes the 3-0 pitch, 3-1 now. Bannister just laid it right in there. They're trying to get on here with the Twins down by 5 runs, 10-5 in the 8th inning. Bannister's pitch is outside, and he gives up his first walk.
I just wonder, in a ball game like this, you got 10 strikeouts and stuff, guy gives up 5 runs, how long the manager might go with him, because first time out in the spring, you got a guy like Anderson in the bullpen who had a good year for Seattle last year. And if you want him throwing as much as Bannister's throwing at this point.
Smalley, a ground ball over 3rd, down the left field line. The ball in by Castillo, down on the left field corner. Bochte has trouble picking it up, and they're going to hold. Engle at 3rd base, though. Bochte fumbles as he wants to pick the ball up. But no point in gambling here when you're 5 runs down, so Carl Keel wisely held up Engle. As Smalley doubles over 3rd down the left field line to put runners at 2nd and 3rd. The 2 out and bring up Kent Hrbek.
Oh, here comes Latchman now. Anytime you're striking that many guys out, you're throwing an awful lot of pitches.
He's over 100 now. His longest outing in the spring training season was 6 innings.
Right. And at this point, even though he may feel strong, you wonder if he hasn't reached that point in spring training. They usually get a little lapse and then get back stronger again and come back. And you need that time to get your arm to recover after a long winter season. He's going to leave him in, though. He's got a left-hander coming up to bat.
The Mariners, of course, traded away their 8th short reliever, Shane Rawley, but they were so tempted because they got an excellent, outstanding young prospect, Gene Nelson, in return. Also picked up veteran pitcher Bill Caudle. He's a right-hander. But Ed Vandenberg, the young left-hander, they're counting on out of the bullpen. There's Hrbek swinging and fouling one off. Well, a long tailor here could really make it interesting. The Twins down 10-5, and Hrbek tonight has struck out, single to left, and grounded to second. Engle on third, Smalley on second with 2 out. Bannister working out of a set position, and he delivers to Hrbek, who swings line drive, base hit into right field. Cowens fields the ball, throws it back into second base. It's coming through the plate. The Twins now trail by only 10-7. Hrbek delivered a line single into right field to score Engle and Smalley. So a wild one here in the home opener for the Twins. Oh, there's something we can do without.
Oh, you said it.
Oh, that is really ridiculous. Somebody tossed a firecracker out between the Mariner bullpen and first base.
Boy, he could do without that. I tell you, at this point, here comes Waxman now. And that's going to be it for Floyd Bannister. But you start talking about pitches, especially on Kent Hrbek, and I think that's one thing that they're going to find out, that you can only throw so many of those breaking pitches against him, and you got to do something else to keep that kid honest. He's too good a hitter, and I think he's going to prove that around the American League.
The first base hit they sent out, Bannister was sucking out on all breaking pitches. The first time up, and then tried a couple of breaking pitches on him before he came in with a fastball, and it's almost at the left field. But here, he hung a breaking ball to him inside, and he raced it out into right field for a 2-run single. Good to see Kent jumping on that breaking ball. Here's the kid coming up to the plate. Holland has already exhibited that in the ball game with a couple. Stanton, a right-hander, coming in. And Stanton stood 5 games in spring training. 6 in the third inning. They gave up 11 hits. But just a couple runs. Walked 4, struck out 3. Had a 2.84 run average with a save. He didn't have any decisions. Stanton will come in to face Gary Gaetti, Butch Wynegar, Rob Wilfong. So Bannister went 7 2/3. Big Mike Stanton now pitching to Gaetti. A triple and 2 homers, and just missed it inside the park. Homer his first time up. Here's the pitch from the right-hander, high and tight, leaned him back with a fastball. Gary's triple in the second inning off the wall in left center. They cut him down on the first play at the plate. He homered to left with 2 on in the fourth and hit one over the right field fence, leading off the 7th inning. So it's now 10-7 Seattle. Hrbek on first, 2 out the pitch. Swing and a miss with a slider down the way. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Mike Stanton, sent out by Cleveland, released in a signed a AAA contract for the Mariners on February the 18th. And, of course, it's stuck to the club. Swing, there's a little loop at back of third base, and that one's going to fall in for a base hit. Hrbek will stop at second. Gary Gaetti with his 4th hit. A little looper out in the shallow left field. It dropped in there, sending Hrbek down to second. Gary Gaetti is having a night to remember. 4 for 4. Boy, oh boy.
Wynegar now. They're playing one at the plate. Butch has struck out twice tonight and fouled out for the catcher's last time up. It's nice when you look at this lineup here. We still got Johnson sitting on the bench, a kid that fans haven't seen yet with some power. There's a strike call. The Butch Wynegar batting left against the right-hander. Yep, it's really great to see this young Twins club come battling back to where they are. Did it on Sunday against Philadelphia, down 11-1 in the fifth. Ended up losing 11-8 and had the bases loaded in the ninth inning. Here's reset by Stanton, the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball out to the right side. It's a diving stop by Mailer. He's close to the pitcher in time. Mailer, the first baseman, with a diving stop to his right. Cruz could have fielded the ball, but Mailer, the first baseman, went after it and made the throw to the pitcher covering in time. The Twins come up with 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, a walk, and 2 left. At the end of 8 innings now, it's Seattle 10 with Twins 7. It's the 9th inning. The Mariners lead the Twins 10-7. The Twins have been coming back. Got a couple men on in the last out of the inning made. Let's pause 10 seconds now for station identification. This is where you hear the Twins during the 1982 Major League season.
This is WNAX Yankton. It is 10 o'clock, 28 degrees. 1 hour from now, Oregon Regional News, 5-state weather, the exclusive traveler's forecast, regional and national sports, and today in business. Stay tuned.
Well, here come the Mariners for the 9th inning. It'll be Zisk, Cowens, and Simpson to face the Royals. Zisk is lined to center, grounded to short, single to right, and he is single to center field. Somebody wanted to know how high the Metrodome was. They said it's 186 feet to the highest point in the dome, but the playing area is almost 50 feet below the ground level. And the first pitch to Zisk was outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Fernando Arroyo takes the sign, delivers. Zisk at the ground ball to the right of Wilfong, backhands it. The tag is in time. 4-3 the play to get Richie Zisk. 1 out in the 9th. Midwest Federal and WCCO Radio have purchased the broadcast rights of Minnesota Twins baseball for the pleasure and convenience of the listening audience. No broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction is permitted without the express authority of the Minnesota Twins, Midwest Federal, or WCCO Radio. Al Cowens, the right fielders, pop to short, line to third, fly to center, double to right. His double last inning drove in a run. It was a line drive into the right field corner, takes an inside fastball, ball 1. And the pitch. Inside again for ball 2, 2-0. Redfern went 5 innings. Castillo went 2, and each was charged with 5 runs. Castillo, the victim of a couple of top flies that dropped in there. And the breaking ball is low and outside, so Arroyo behind Cowens. Now 3-0 left-handed batting Joe Simpson is on deck. There's the strike, and it's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swung on a high drive into left field. That looks like it's gone. It's way back, and it is going. Pitch up and in on Cowens, and he gave it a ride into the lower deck and left for a home run. It is now 11-7. Cowens hit only 1 home run last year, but wasn't much doubt about that one when he hit it. 11-7 Seattle. So that's the 5th home run of this game tonight. 3 by the Twins. Then we'll bring up Joe Simpson, the center fielder, who is fly to center. Called out on strike. Got a Texas League single in the 6th inning to keep the rally alive there, and had an intentional walk in the 7th. Left-handed batting Joe Simpson. Strike called, a fastball over. So none of the 3 Twins pitchers have gotten by unscored on in the game tonight. Fastball outside, 1-1. The other occupants of the Dome Stadium, Houston, they're not
faring very well either. Wow, they've given up 14 runs. There's a little fly ball into left center field, and it's dropping in front of Bobby Mitchell. Has to play it on a bounce. Simpson, who can run, turning for two. The throw slides in there. A little fly ball out of the center field. It hit that turf, and then it looks like the old Baltimore chop. You just have to wait for it to come down again after the bounce. And Simpson, who can really run, was on the track team at Oklahoma. Got himself a double.
Fans kind of reacted. I think they're going to have to learn that that's one of the things that does happen on this turf. And Bobby, coming in on it, saw that he couldn't get under it. And that's something that this outfield is going to have to get together on also. If a guy is going to make a try for a ball like that, he's got to get backed up because things are going to happen off the turf. And, of course, we saw what happened when Hatcher dove for that one ball, and Eisenreich was behind him. 3 runs accounted.
Mailer, a bouncing ball over Arroyo. Fielded by Smalley coming on. Throw to first is in time. Nice play by Smalley. Simpson goes to third. The first time rookie first baseman Jim Mailer has been retired. He singled leading off the third inning. Homered with none on in the fourth. Hit a sacrifice fly to left in the sixth, and then a fly ball, bases loaded, 3-run double in the seventh. Here's Jim Essian, the catcher. He has a single to left, a fly to center, a single to second, and a fly to center. Jack O'Connor gets loose down the Twins bullpen. 11-7 Seattle here in the ninth inning. A runner on third for the Mariners, 2 out. Throw is pitch, swung on, chopped towards short. Here's Gaetti cutting it off. The tag in time. 5-3 on the put-up. The Mariners score on a homer by Al Cowens. 1 run, 2 hits, and leave 1 on. Last of the ninth coming up. The Mariners 11, the Twins 7.
Inning, Mike Stanton, a right-hander, out on the mound, and for the Twins, we're going to have a bunch of left-handers. And the Twins sending up Wilfong. Mickey Hatcher scheduled to bat second. Bobby Mitchell third in the inning. The Twins still have another left-hander on the bench, and Randy Johnson, who joined them from Glen Falls, New York. Randy driving in the first run ever in the Metrodome on an opposite field double in the first exhibition game against the Phillies. Wilfong with a fly ball to center field right at Joe Simpson. He hardly has to move to make the catch. Rob hit it hard, but right at the center fielder. He applied the left his first time up, then struck out in the fourth, called out in the seventh. Lines out here to center. And Mickey Hatcher with a single to left, a single to right center, and a fly to right. Lined up by Stanton, the right-hander's pitch. Slider up high, ball 1. 1 ball to no strikes. Mike Stanton, 6'2", 200-pounder. Born in St. Louis. Fastball down low, and it's ball 2 to Hatcher. Bobby Mitchell due up next. Stanton had been with Cleveland in the last couple of years. He was 3-3 last year in 24 games as a reliever. Throws a fastball inside. It's ball 3. Now to Mickey Hatcher. The Twins trailing 11-7 here in the bottom of the ninth with 1 out and nobody on. And the pitch. Strike call, the fastball over, 3-1. Stanton, the right-hander, delivers. Inside, and Hatcher got a walk. Mickey goes to first base, and it'll bring up Bobby Mitchell, making his first appearance in the American League. Bobby hit .269 in the spring, and has spent the last 3 years at Albuquerque in AAA ball, the Dodgers organization. He had a couple of brief shots with L.A. Had averaged .320 in the last 3 years in AAA, but never got much of a shot for the Dodgers. Left-handed batter. Swings at the fly ball out into left center field. This one's carrying fairly deep. Bochte is going back, and Joe Simpson outruns the ball in left center. Joe Simpson got over there and didn't have too much difficulty hauling that one in. But Mitchell got it high in the air, so there are 2 down. It'll bring up Gary Ward, who is 0 for 4 tonight. Gary with a fly to left,
short to second force, a strikeout in the ground of the short. Big area out there in left center for a little left-handed batter like Mitchell to hit a fly ball. And Joe Simpson, who takes a big, long stride, was there to get the ball. Tomorrow night, it'll be Jim Beattie, the big right-hander, against Roger Erickson, 7:35. Again, tomorrow night, we'll have the play-by-play at 7:30. And the pitch to Ward is a strike call, the fastball over. 11-7, the Mariners leading here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Slider had him swinging. No balls, 2 strikes.
You look at that outfield, Herb. They got a few guys who can motor out there.
That they have. Here's the pitch. Slider swung on it, sliced foul off to the right. Still 2 strikes. Al Cowens is playing right, but he played center field quite a bit for the Tigers last year. Bruce Bochte over in left. Simpson, the center field, is shading towards right center for Gary Ward as Stanton steps off the rubber. Here's the set by Stanton, the pitch. A high fastball. Well, he can throw hard. He just reared back and threw as hard as he could that time, was way up high. Stanton originally signed by Houston in 1975. There's a strike at the knees. Ward is caught looking, and the game is over. That's 11 strikeouts in the game. Well, 11 runs, 14 hits, and no errors for Seattle. They left a half dozen on, and the Twins 7 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors, and the Twins stranded 4 runners. Twins had 3 home runs tonight. Dave Engle in the first with none on, a line drive to left. Gary Gaetti just missed an inside the park homer in the second inning with a drive off the left center field wall. Gaetti hit a 3-run homer in the fourth and a solo leading off the 7th inning. Home runs for the Mariners. Jim Mailer with none on in the 4th inning, and then Al Cowens with nobody on in the 9th. The big man tonight, Frank, was that rookie first baseman, Jim Mailer, and one of the key plays of the whole ball game was that fly ball that dropped in for a 3-run double in the 7th with 2 out at the time.
And I think that's part of learning how to play on this turf. You've got to be backing each other up. That outfield is going to have to learn how to communicate. Mickey Hatcher diving for the ball kind of smothered it, but Eisenreich had run by him. I'm not faulting him on that particular play because it was a tough play for Hatcher. But the outfield does have to back each other up a little bit more on this turf. Mailer just found the spot to put it in with a Texas leaguer in there, and it did become one of the bigger plays in the game itself. But if Mailer is for real, this Seattle ball club is going to have a little bit of punch in that lineup when you start talking Bochte, Zisk, Cowens, Simpson, and Mailer. Randy Latchman, I think, has indicated that they feel Mailer is a real key to their ball club. They count on Zisk as their big man, but they look on Mailer as a Kent Hrbek or a Gary Gaetti as the Twins do. Sure, and losing Burroughs on this ball club, he might just take up the slack. He certainly got the power to do it. But I really feel if their pitching comes around that they're an improved ball club and should make it interesting in the American League West.
Well, a lively ball game. If you like runs, there are lots of them. Unfortunately, the Mariners were able to outscore the Twins. And the time of the game was 2:32. The paid attendance, the largest crowd ever to see a baseball game in Minnesota, 52,279 the paid attendance. The win goes to Floyd Bannister, who went 7 2/3 innings. He's 1-0, of course, and 2-4 lifetime against the Twins. And Mike Stanton, who pitched the last inning in the third, gets credit for a save. The lost choice to Pete Redfern, who gave up 5 runs in 5 innings. Pete is now 5-3 lifetime against the Mariners. Bobby Castillo, the victim of 5 runs in 2 innings, and Arroyo gave up the home run to Cowens. Arroyo working 2 innings. So the Mariners with 11 runs, 14 hits and errors, and the Twins had 7 runs from 11 hits and were charged with 2 errors. Well, we'll try to square it tomorrow night in game number 2 of the 3-game series. Right-handers Jim Beattie going for the Mariners and Roger Erickson for the Twins. Thanks to our producer, Jack Douglas, our engineer, Hal Shorten. Speaking now for Frank Quillisi, this is Herb Carneal, hoping you can come out and see the game tomorrow night. If you can't be here, we'll be on the air with a play-by-play at 7:30. And the final score tonight in the opening game of the 1982 American League season, the Seattle Mariners 11 and the Twins 7.